From a cloudy and wet Red Wilson field, we welcome you to Whitey Red Sox baseball here from South Yarmouth as the Red Sox look to win their 5th game in a row as they host the Brewster Whitecaps for the first time in this 2019 summer. Alongside Brian McLaughlin, I'm T.J. Matheson as we welcome you here to Red Wilson Field as first pitch for tonight, originally scheduled for 5 o'clock, is being pushed up to 4:50 as we try and get this one in before the rain comes in, expected later on in the evening. Brian, this week here for the Red Sox, as we've seen them win their 4 straight ball games dating back to the second game of the doubleheader on Sunday against Falmouth. They have swept through this week, and the pitching really has been at the forefront of it as we've seen spectacular performances up and down the pitching staff.
First part of the season was dominated by the offense, a team that skyrocketed to the top of the league in every offensive category, but now after just 3 runs given up yesterday, in the last 3 games, it's only 4 earned runs allowed by this pitching staff on the mound. They have been really, really good from starting pitching to the bullpen. Yesterday it was Taylor Dollard coming in and slamming the door to preserve the 1-run win for the Red Sox. They have been what has propelled this team to the 4-game win streak, and we're starting to realize if you want to win in this league, great offense is good, but to beat the best teams, I think it's good pitching that is going to separate teams.
It was a really sloppy game yesterday. The Whitey Arms, we've been talking about how good their control has been over the past week and a half or so. The control disappeared a little bit yesterday against the Falmouth Commodores. 6 walks, 3 hit by pitches, but as you mentioned, Dollard able to come in the 8th inning and really slam the door shut. And for the Red Sox, also got some clutch offense there in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they got an RBI single off the bat of Riley Tirana, and he's gotten moved up with that, got moved up to the cleanup spot despite him struggling here early on this season. More wet weather scheduled for today. The rain is supposed to hit us around 7 o'clock. We're going to try and at least get 5 innings here today, and the Red Sox, though, will turn to one of their best arms that they've had so far here in the Cape League season. It'll be Virginia Tech's Ian Seymour, a 1-1 record and a 4.82 ERA and 9 1/3 innings pitched. This is going to be his 3rd start on the summer, and I'm going to expect, from what we've seen from his first 2 outings, that we're going to see some strikeouts here from Red Wilson.
14 Ks to just 2 walks on the mound for Seymour. That's been the go-to for him. He hasn't gone deeper than 5 innings yet, but like you said, he's been really good on the mound, striking out a lot of men. We'll see how it is today. I think it's pretty good hitting conditions, kind of hot, humid weather outside. Wind is blowing out of it here at the already shallow park in Red Wilson, but Seymour's got great swing and miss stuff, so I think you have to be confident in the pitching staff, the way they've been going, that he can continue the momentum on the mound.
And lucky for Seymour, the top home run hitter for the Brewster Whitecaps, who are tied with the Red Sox for the 2nd most home runs in the Cape League this season at 10 apiece. TJ Collette is going to be participating in the College Home Run Derby at TD Ameritrade Park in Omaha, Nebraska later on tonight, and he will not be in the lineup for the Whitecaps as they face off with the Red Sox for the first time in this 2019 season. It's taken us all the way through 3 weeks pretty much for the Red Sox to see the Whitecaps. We're going to step aside for the national anthem. On the other side of it, we'll come back with starting lineups and first pitch here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Red Sox and Whitecaps just about to get underway here from Red Wilson Field on a sort of humid, muggy, and cloudy Saturday evening in Yarmouth, Massachusetts. TJ Mathewson alongside Brian McLaughlin here from South Yarmouth. Let's run through the starting lineup for the Brewster Whitecaps, managed by Jamie Shevchak. It'll be the second baseman Ryan Bliss, leading off out of the University of Auburn. And batting leadoff for the Whitecaps in center field, Brett Auerbach will be batting second. The shortstop Gage Workman bats third. Marcos Castanen will bat fourth in the cleanup role. At third base, Eric Fago in left field will bat fifth. Tyler Gentry, the right fielder, will bat sixth. Luke Berryhill, the designated hitter out of South Carolina, teammates with Noah Campbell and Andrew Eister, will bat in the seventh spot in DH. At first base, batting eighth, will be Tyler Hardman, and rounding out the nine will be Josh Crouch, doing the catching for Brewster today. They'll get a look at Ian Seymour, the left-hander out of Virginia Tech, the sophomore, a 1-1 record, a 4.82 ERA and 9 1/3 innings. He struck out 14 batters and walked just 2 here early in this Cape League season. He's been really good for YD. He struck out 9 over 5 innings in his season debut against the Orleans Firebirds, and then was towed the loss after 4 1/3 innings against the Chatham Anglers last week. He's pitching for the third time here in his Cape League season and his third start with the Red Sox. Across the defense for YD, in the outfield will be Austin Wells in left field, Brad Beasley in center, and Riley King in right field. Riley Tarana is over at third base. Wyatt Young will be handling shortstop today for Scott Pickler. Gavin Dugas at second base. And Tate Samuelson will be over at first base. And doing the catching for Ian Seymour today will be Noah Cardenas out of UCLA. The Red Sox looking to win their 5th game in a row. This 4-game win streak has brought YD from last in the East to first in the span of a week. 2 more pitches for Ian Seymour on the bump, as we're expecting rain later on here today. Hopefully get at least 5 innings of this contest in between these 2 Eastern Division rivals. The Whitecaps have knocked the Red Sox out of the playoffs each of the last 2 seasons. These 2 split the season series last season, 2-2-2, right down the middle.
Number 13.
Before the Whitecaps swept the Red Sox out of the playoffs in a quick 2-game sweep, a 4-1 upset in the Eastern Division playoffs. The Red Sox had 29 points in the standings on the Brewster Whitecaps last season. The Whitecaps was just 30 total, so they snuck into the playoffs on the last day of the season. So Seymour, the lefty out of Virginia Tech, the native of Massachusetts, kicks, fires the first pitch to Ryan Bliss. He fouls the first pitch off, and we're underway here from Red Wilson Field. 4:51 first pitch. Seymour likes to work at a quick pace. The lefty winds, third base side of the rubber, 0-1. Fastball right down the middle for strike 2, and Seymour is quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Seymour, the native of Westboro, Massachusetts, about 100 miles northwest of Yarmouth. 0-2. Fastball high and outside to Bliss. It's 1-2. He's used that pitch quite a bit to get his strikeouts this year. The elevated fastball to complement the off-speed stuff, diving down and out of the strike zone. Seymour, the brisk pace, the 1-2. Fastball fouled off out of play along the first base side. The count stays at 1-2. Defense playing Bliss straight up, infield and out. Brad Beasley in center, maybe shade a little bit towards right center. Seymour winds, 1-2 on the way. Another foul out of play behind home plate from Bliss. A good battle here to start off this contest. Back in the box is Bliss. Out of Auburn. Was 1 for 7 so far this summer. 1-2, swinging a dribbler up the middle. Diving is Dugas. He fields, stumbles, and can't make a play. So Bliss reaches to start the ball game. Gavin Dugas at second base shows good range going to his right, but stumbles as he's trying to get up and can't make the throw to first base. So an infield single will start off the ball game for the Brewster Whitecaps.
I thought once Dugas stopped it, he might have a chance to make a play because he fielded it cleanly. He tried to pop up quickly instead of throwing from a knee, and that's when I think his cleat just caught on the outfield grass and causing him to stumble. No play, and Bliss with good speed would have been a bang-bang play at first no matter what, but the first base runner already for Brewster.
Here's Brett Auerbach, the center fielder for the Whitecaps today out of University of Alabama. Watches the first pitch miss inside, an off-speed pitch from Seymour. Features a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. Auerbach hitting .278 on the summer so far with a double and 3 RBIs. Seymour out of the stretch on the third base side of the rubber. Kicks and throws over to first base. Bliss back in time. Bliss a lead off of first base, not too far. Tate Samuelson holding him on. Seymour, a deep breath, he sets. Kick and the 1-0. Curveball over on the inside corner, and the count evens at a ball and a strike.
First off speed we've seen from Seymour. He has a 12-6 action on that pitch. Starts it up out of the zone and it drops in there for a strike, or he'll start it right down the middle and drop it down below the zone trying to get a swing and miss.
Seymour sets again and will throw over to first, keeping an eye on Bliss over at first base. The count's 1-1. Here on Auerbach, the Whitecaps are missing their best power bat in their lineup. TJ Collette is participating in the Rocket Mortgage Home Run Derby in Omaha. As there goes Bliss from first. Pitch is swung on and fouled up the third base side into the stands past the Red Sox dugout, and the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. But Collette tied for second in the league in home runs with 3. He's participating in that home run derby in Omaha, and he'll be back with the Whitecaps tomorrow. A brief stint out to Nebraska for him. These two teams very similar. Both hit a lot of home runs, both give up a lot of home runs as well on the mound.
And in a short ballpark with the wind blowing out, I think we might see some fireworks today.
Seymour sets again. 1-2. Swing and a foul out of play. Like Seymour went to the curveball there. Couldn't get Auerbach to miss on it. And the count's still a ball and 2 strikes. These two knotted up in the Eastern Division. Red Sox out in front of the East with 17 points. Brewster sitting in 4th with 15 points. That just shows you how close the Eastern Division is. 3 points separates top to bottom. 1-2 on the way from Seymour. Fastball just misses inside. Seymour looked like he wanted that one. Didn't miss inside by too much, and it evens up the count at 2-2.
Almost painted that inside corner with the fastball. Wouldn't be shocked if he goes back to the off speed here. Auerbach was really early on the last breaking ball he threw.
Seymour sets again, looking for his first strikeout of the game. Lefty peeks over at first, kicks 2-2. Curveball misses inside, and Auerbach has worked the count full 3-2.
Seymour a little frustrated with himself on the mound that he's not been in the zone with the last couple pitches. A guy who has so few walks. A lot of good put-away pitches on the mound. Just was really usually able to attack these hitters.
Bliss with 11 steals this spring at Auburn leads off of first. 3-2 on the way. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Throw down by Cardenas is in. The throw beat the runner Bliss, but it's dropped by Dugas at second. Cardenas made a great throw down to second base. If Dugas snags it, he slaps the tag down on Bliss. It's a strike him out, throw him out double play. But instead, the stolen base for Ryan Bliss as he's able to take advantage of the drop ball by Dugas. So a missed chance for the Red Sox right there. We'll see if it comes back to bite him.
Looked like Dugas might have been trying to spot Bliss. Looked away for just a moment before he caught the baseball on the great throw from Cardenas. And now runner in scoring position, less than 2 outs for Brewster.
So now here's the 3-hole hitter, the shortstop out of Arizona State, Gage Workman. The switch hitter bats right-handed. The kick and the first pitch from Seymour. Change up on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Workman hit over 300 for the Sun Devils this season as their primary third baseman. Was a freshman All-American in 2018 as well. In a year he hit 270. It's the second-year Whitecap as well. Struggled mightily, though, last summer with Brewster. 0-1, swing and a miss from Workman as he chases a pitch up and out of the strike zone. It's quickly 0-2. All 10 teams in action today hoping to get a game in with the impending rain. Expected to do a clean sweep of the Cape. This is the first to get underway here from Red Wilson. Seymour sets 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball on the top shelf of the strike zone gets Gage Workman to chase. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts for Seymour, and he's in business early. The cleanup hitter, Marcos Castanon, set to come to the plate with the runner on second and 2 outs.
Back-to-back strikeouts, and that time Seymour was in the zone. He started him with a change-up and then got him to expand the zone up a couple of times with the fastball. That's good job by Seymour. Couple different pitches and just attacking the hitter.
He's done a great job of getting hitters to chase out of the strike zone so far this summer. First pitch to Castanen is swung on and popped up shallow right field. Coming in is the right fielder Riley King. He can't get under it. It drops out of his glove. It'll fall in the outfield. The runner from second, Bliss, will come all the way around from third and score. So King had a long way to come in from right field. And as he tried to get under the baseball, he stumbled, fell down, and it will be ruled an error for Riley King in right field. As the Whitecaps are on the scoreboard first here at Red Wilson, it's 1-0.
It's going to be an unearned run as Bliss does come around to score. And 2 of the 3 outfielders today for YD playing a bit out of position. Wells in left, generally a catcher. King, generally a third baseman in right.
So here's the first pitch to Eric Fongo, the left fielder. Fastball in there for a strike. That's going to be frustrating for Ian Seymour. He gets a weak pop-up into shallow right field, and King just can't make the catch. It's in that Bermuda triangle between the second baseman, the first baseman, and the right fielder. And usually the right fielder takes control of that. King did, but couldn't make the catch. 0-1 from Seymour. Swing and a miss. Fastball in the inside corner. Makes it no balls and 2 strikes on Fago. The left fielder out of Stetson hitting .235 this summer. A double and a home run to go along with 4 RBIs for him so far. The runner off of first is Marcos Castanon. Seymour sets, trying to get out of this first inning as he turns and throws over to first base. Samuelson able to snag it as the throw is a little wide of the bag. And the count stays at 0-2. Besides this matchup going on here today, Wareham travels to Katuitt to play the Kettleers. Orleans is in Harwich, Falmouth is in Bourne, and Hyannis is in Chatham. Seymour fires the 0-2. Fastball well up and out of the strike zone. As Fago takes, and it's 1-2 now. Kind of a foggy evening here on Cape Cod.
Hopefully the fog doesn't play any effect, but just so overcast, gray skies tonight.
Seymour sets again. 1-2 from the lefty. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Seymour strikes out the side in the first inning and will send this game to the bottom of the first. The Whitecaps able to get on the board with an unearned run on an E9 in right field by Riley King. Allows Ryan Bliss to come all the way around and score from second base after reaching on the leadoff infield single. So we'll head to the bottom of the first here from Red Wilson. It's the Whitecaps 1, the Red Sox 0 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the first inning here from Red Wilson Field. Brewster quickly on top of the Red Sox, 1-0, as the Sox are set to come to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning. The lineup from Scott Pickler today for YD. Leading off, it'll be the center fielder Brad Beaslin. Batting second, the left fielder Austin Wells. The right fielder Riley King will bat third. Batting cleanup, the third baseman Riley Tirana. Tate Samuelson bats fifth and will be at first base. Designated hitter Noah Campbell will bat sixth. The shortstop, Wyatt Young, will bat seventh. The catcher, Noah Cardenas, will bat eighth. And Gavin Dugas, the second baseman, will round out the starting nine for YD. First pitch up and outside to Brad Beasley from Matthew Mikulski out of Fordham. The sophomore has a 1.42 ERA here in his third game of the Cape Leagues. Here he is appearing in his third game of the Cape League season. Lefty fires home the 1-0. It's fouled back by Beasley. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Brad hitting 111 so far. Both his hits doubles so far this summer. Struck out 4 times, has yet to walk. Did not make an appearance yesterday in YD's 4-3 win over Falmouth. Mikulski winds 1-1. Swinging a ground ball towards third base. It's fielded by Marcos Castanon. He fields, throws it over to first base, and it's in time to get Beasley for out number 1. So let's meet the Whitecaps defense. From left to right in the outfield, Eric Fongo, Brett Auerbach, and Tyler Gentry in right field. Marcos Castanon is at third, Gage Workman is at short, Ryan Bliss is at second base, and Tyler Hardman is over at first base. Josh Crouch will do the catching for Mikulski here this evening. So here's Austin Wells, the league leader in home runs and RBIs this summer. Waits the first pitch. A strike called on the outside corner from the home plate umpire Mike Beal. David Perry's over at first base, and Alan Liberdoni is at third, the umpiring crew here tonight. Mikulski kicks 0-1 to Wells. Fastball again. This misses off the plate, evens up the count at 1-1. Mikulski, as a sophomore this season for Fordham, appeared in 18 games. He started 14. Had a 6-6 record and an ERA just over 4. 1-1. Fastball misses low and outside to Wells. The count's 2-1 here on Austin. Appeared in the Futures League last year. So has played his summer ball both seasons of summer ball up in Massachusetts, as the 2-1 is called a strike on the outside corner, evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Wells. The 5.35 ERA. The Futures League with the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. He winds, and the 2-2 on the way. Fastball up and out of the zone, trying to get Austin to chase. He lays off. And the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wells, 9 walks so far this summer for YD. Has shown plenty of patience in the box. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wells, sort of a half-hearted swing on a pitch off the plate away. So he goes down swinging. The first strikeout of the game for Mikulski on the bump for Brewster. And that will bring up the right fielder, Riley King. Back in the top of the first inning, made a critical mistake out in right field. Stumbled, couldn't really keep his footing under a fly ball, and he dropped it. And allowed the only run of the game so far to cross the plate. First pitch to King. This is high and outside for ball 1, 1-0. Pretty sparse crowd here at Red Wilson. Not as much as there was last night on a nice sunny night in Yarmouth. 1-0 called a strike on the outside corner. It counts a ball and a strike. Wind's blowing out towards left center field, favoring the right-handed hitters. 1-1. Swing and a foul fly out of play on the first base side, and the count will go to 1-2.
We saw these guys teeing off in BP. A lot of them were getting it up in the jet stream, and it's about as windy as you're going to see it here on the Cape, especially at Red Wilson. Doesn't get that brisk with the wind usually, but definitely going to help any ball hit to left and probably center field as well today. And I'm not sure how much it's going to hurt anything to right. Really just blowing out all across this park, especially to left field.
We saw 1 home run from YD yesterday. Noah Campbell went yard in the first inning. 1-2, fastball misses away. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on home run. It was tricky. It looked like it hit off the top of the fence, but ruled a a home run on the field. There was no argument from either side. A second home run of the season for Campbell. 2-2. Swinging a ground ball through the left side into left field for a base hit. Riley King checks in with a base hit here with 2 outs in the first inning. He's reached base in every single game he's played as a Red Sox here in his 7th game. He had a hit streak broken yesterday, breaking the streak of reaching on a base hit in every game. But he did reach on a hit by pitch yesterday, and he starts his night here with a single in the first inning.
He can really swing it. Hitting for average mostly so far. He hasn't gotten one for extra bases to this point, but he's really got a solid, compact swing at the plate, and that's why I think he's having success. Hitting every pitcher that he's really seen hasn't struggled to this point.
Here's Riley Tirada, the third baseman. There's a turn to throw over to first base by Mikowski, and back in time is King. Moved up to the cleanup spot today with the lefty on the bump and the good day he had yesterday. 2 for 3, had the go-ahead RBI in the 6th inning. That pushed the Red Sox past the Falmouth Commodores here at Red Wilson Field. Pushed the Red Sox into first place, their 4th win in a row. First pitch to Tirana, catches the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Riley's starting to pick it up a little bit. It's 4 doubles and 5 RBIs to his name this summer. Hitting at a 194 clip. He digs in from the right side. Now another throw over to first base. King back in time again without a dive. King just 1 of 2 on steals so far this summer. Mikowski from the third base side of the rubber peers in at Crouch and gets his sign. Lefty winds, fires home the 0-1. Called a strike again on the outside corner, and Tirada's behind 0-2. Temperature at 72 degrees right now here in the first inning in South Yarmouth. Mikowski sets 0-2. Swing and a foul out of play behind home plate. And the count will stay. No balls and 2 strikes here on Tirada. Tirada out of Dayton. Facing Mikowski out of Fordham, the sophomore. Tirada digs back in. He's been with the Red Sox ever since opening day. Out of the stretch, Mikowski is set. Here's the 0-2. Off speed, down and in the dirt, blocked by Crouch. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Tirada's a guy that Scott Pickler's really put a lot of work in trying to get his swing, just making some minor tweaks that he thinks could really help Tirada build on his 6'3" frame. A lot of power there potentially for Tirada. He can play a great third base, but really getting him swinging at the plate.
Tirada waits the 1-2. Fastball up and out of the strike zone for ball 2. It's 2-2. Red Sox have been one of the best scoring teams in all of Cape Cod. First in runs per game at 5.7. Second in average at 262. 4th in on base. When they hit it, they usually hit it for extra bases. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tirada chases after a pitch up at the top shelf for the strike zone. And K's for the first time today in the second strikeout for Mikowski on the bump for Brewster. Well, it's the second inning here from Red Wilson Field. It's the Whitecaps 1 and the Red Sox nothing here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back here in South Yarmouth for inning number 2 between Brewster and YD. It's the Whitecaps on top, 1-0. So it's the top of the second inning. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up in the Whitecaps lineup. Tyler Gentry, the right fielder out of the University of Alabama, will lead off against Ian Seymour. Struck out the side in the first inning. We gave up an unearned run. His first pitch, fastball's chopped foul behind the plate. It's quickly 0-1 on Gentry. Ryan Bliss reached on an infield single to start the ball game. Stole second. Most thanks to Gavin Dugas. He dropped what could have been an out on the caught stealing. 0-1 swing and a fly ball deep left center field. This backs up Beasley. They look up and it bounces off the wall. Gentry will cruise into second base on a long fly ball that one-hops the fence in left center field. And the Whitecaps are in business here in the second inning. 2 pitches in, a leadoff double for Tyler Gentry, who just missed hitting one out.
Third double of the year for Gentry. He definitely got a lot of that into the gap in left center. Both Beasley and Wells move well, but able to get down into the gap. Wells gets it back to the infield quick enough to hold him to a double.
So here's Luke Berryhill out of South Carolina, the designated hitter for the Whitecaps. Gentry's off of second. First pitch from Seymour. Misses in off the plate. For ball 1, it's 1-0. Berryhill 3 for 4 this summer. Those 3 hits came in the Whitecaps' last game against the Bourne Braves just yesterday. 1-0. Fastball misses away. It's 2-0 on Berryhill. Teammates with Andrew Eister and Noah Campbell all play their college ball at South Carolina with the Gamecocks. It's going to be interesting to see how the Whitecaps handle this situation here. They've not been good this year with runners in scoring position. Seymour peeks back at Gentry at second. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a foul. Straight back on a fastball. And it counts 2 balls and 1 strike. So 192 with runners in scoring position. They've hit just .216 with runners on base. And it was really evident yesterday against the Bourne Braves. They scored 2 runs on 13 hits in that ballgame.
Really only scored with runner in scoring position in the first because YD bailed him out with an error.
2-1. Swing and a foul off area near the Whitecaps dugout down the first base side. And the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, that doesn't even help with the runner in scoring position numbers. It was reaching on the air.
Exactly, yeah. It's just YD bailing him out.
Exactly. They haven't done a terrible job at hitting the ball in general this season. 6th in the Cape and average at .230 as a team. Strike 3 called right on the inside corner. Seymour gets his 4th strikeout. All 4 outs have been strikeouts from the lefty from Virginia Tech. The first one looking today as Berryhill is set down for the first out here in the second inning.
Poor defense. Just do it yourself, Ian Seymour. After a couple misplays by YD's defense in the first, he's had enough of that. Just trying to get everybody via the K today, apparently.
To your point, Brian, as Seymour sets, as Tyler Hardman, the first baseman, steps in. First pitch, swing and a miss. Goes after a pitch on the top shelf, and it's 0-1. The 3 balls that have been put in play today in fair territory, an infield single, an E9, and a double.
And really only one of those was hit well.
Well, was the leadoff double here in the second inning.
Yep.
So Seymour's at 0-1 on Hardman out of Oklahoma, batting from the right side. Seymour kicks, and the 0-1 curveball misses maybe a little bit low for a ball. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. But Seymour entered today having thrown the fewest innings of any pitcher with at least 14 strikeouts, the only one to throw under 10 innings so far this summer. And also the fewest games appeared in for anyone with 14 strikeouts. 1-1, curveball in the dirt. As Cardenas blocks it, keeps in front of him, and the count will go to 2-1. But he's shown spectacular swing and miss stuff up here on the Cape. This season at Virginia Tech, an ERA just under 4. Struck out 81 and 70 in a third innings and walked just 24.
Yeah, you're talking about 10-plus strikeouts per 9 innings for him.
Seymour turn and a throwback to second. They got the runner picked off there, and this umpire David Perry holds up the fist as Whitey picks off the base runner and Tyler Gentry at second base. A perfect daylight play. Gavin Dugas shading behind the runner. Seymour turns and fires to get Gentry caught in no man's land there on second base. So here's the 2-1. Swing and a foul right at home plate. And Seymour's even the count up at 2-2.
Beautiful timing on that pickoff play. It was right as Gentry took a little half step towards third base, his momentum just going in the wrong direction enough. They had plenty of time once Seymour spun and fired for Dugas to catch it and lay the tag down.
As time is called, Seymour fires the pitch in there anyway.
He's frustrated. He snapped that ball back. He's trying to work quickly. Brewster trying to disrupt that.
Seymour peers in at Cardenas. Now working out of the windup with no one on. Hesitates a little, 2-2. Fastball swung on and lifted down the right field side, but it drifts foul. And the count stays even at 2 strikes. What I've noticed with Seymour, very fired up guy when he's out there on the bump. Very intense.
Got some emotion.
2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Ian Seymour through 2 innings here at Red Wilson Field as he's able to get Hardman on the changeup to finish this top half of the second inning. What to the bottom half of the second. Here from Red Wilson Field, it's the Whitecaps 1 and the Red Sox nothing here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back here in the bottom of the second inning from Red Wilson Field, it's the Red Sox trailing the Whitecaps by a run. Here in South Yarmouth, TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you. Tate Samuelson, Noah Campbell, and Wyatt Young set to come to the plate against Matthew Mikulski at Fordham. He's pitched a scoreless inning in the first. First pitch, fastball misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Ian Seymour gets out of the second inning. He picks off Tyler Gentry at second base and then strikes out Tyler Hardman to end that second frame and keep the Whitecaps at 1 run. 1-0, fastball misses outside. And the count's gone to 2-0 here on Samuelson. So far this summer hitting .294, a double and 3 RBIs for. 2-0 on the way. Swing and a foul out of play behind home plate. And the count will go to 2 balls and a strike. Red Sox playing in their 14th game of the season, looking for their fifth win in a row. 2-1, cut on and miss by Samuelson as he chased a pitch up and out of the strike zone. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Whitecaps playing in their 15th game of the season. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a pop fly. Foul territory first base side. Giving a look is Hardman, the first baseman. He watches it go out of play. Whitey has ripped off 4 wins in a row. Moved them from last place in the Eastern Division to first. Although, such a tight Eastern Division, all 5 teams within 3 points of each other. Can't say the same about the Western Division. 2-2 on the way to Samuelson. Fastball up and outside. And the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. First place Wareham Gateman in the West sit at 17 points with an 8-5-1 record. That is 12 points above the last place Hyannis Harborhawks at 2-10. 3-2. Fastball up and outside for ball 4. Tate Samuelson walks for the first time this summer as he reaches on at first to lead off this second inning for YD. This isn't a Red Sox team that walks a whole bunch. They've walked the second fewest times in all the Cape League, which is 36.
Definitely a team that's relied on slugging more than on base percentage early in this season. Getting 1 or 2 guys on and then hitting for extra bases has been the chemistry rather than manufacturing runs here or there.
Here's Noah Campbell, switch hitter batting right-handed. Mikowski fires the first pitch. Fastball misses high, and it's ball 1 to Noah. Usually we've been seeing Noah hit from the left side for the most part this season when there's been a lefty on the bump. Noah has, for the most part, been on the bench. But getting some at-bats right-handed here. Mikowski sets 1-0. Swinging a fly ball deep to center field. This is chasing Baz Auerbach. He's at the track, he's at the wall, he leaps, and he makes the catch. Noah Campbell robbed of extra bases in center field by Brett Auerbach as he leaps at the fence and takes away a base hit from Noah Campbell. He hit a home run from the left side out that way yesterday and is robbed of an extra base hit here today from the right side.
What a catch. Going back on it off the bat, I thought that I might have a chance to sneak out of here to dead center for Noah. Looking at back-to-back days with a long ball, but even still, once Auerbach got back near the wall, you're thinking, that's extra bases, no warning track out there. That's a great catch.
It's the first pitch to Wyatt Young. Swings and fouls the first pitch at home plate for a ball. It's 0-1. And most of Noah's power comes from his left side. We saw last summer hit all of his home runs from the left side. Off the top of my head, I believe Noah only had 1 extra base hit, a double from his right side last summer. And it's been the same way for the most part this summer as well. A robbed of extra bases there, so you got a good piece of that. 0-1 from Young is fouled out of play down the third base side, and it's 0-2. Young hitting .310 on the season, a pair of doubles and a triple to his name. Freshman out of Pepperdine. A spectacular play from Brett Auerbach in center field. Took away a potential scoring opportunity for YD. 0-2 to Young. Swing and another foul out of play on the third base side. Count stays 0-2. But a double there in the gap gives Samuelson with decent speed over at first a chance to come around and score. Had to retreat all the way back to the bag. He was most of the way to second base.
Yeah, he's at least getting to third, if not, like you said, trying to make a play for the plate. And YD would have been in the midst of a potential huge inning.
So Young from the left side sets. Mikowski kicks and throws over to first base. Samuelson back with the dive. A bang-bang play over at first, but Tate able to get in there under the tap. So left-hander Young facing the lefty Mikowski on the mound. Red Sox have scratched across 1 hit so far. A Riley King single back in the first. So Mikowski steps off quickly. Now back on from the third base side of the rubber. Young choking up on the bat a little bit. As Mikowski another turn and throw over to first base. Samuelson back in plenty of time Tate only with 1 stolen base this summer. He's one of 2. This YD team that has been excellent on the base paths this summer. Second most steals in the Cape. They're 20 of 25. Mikowski again sets right at the belt. Here's the 0-2 to Young. Tries to get him to chase. Fastball misses outside. And the count goes to 1-2. Sun has brightened up the field a little bit here in the second inning. Still a very overcast day with lots of rain expected later on. Stu trying to get it in, avoid any more weather-related delays. 1-2, swing and a line drive into right field. It drops in front of the right fielder, Gentry, for a base hit. So back-to-back hard hit balls, and the Red Sox have 2 runners on with just 1 out here in the second inning. Wyatt Young picks up a base hit for the second straight night, and that will bring up the catcher out of UCLA, Noah Cardenas.
Great piece of hitting by Young there. Really just a good at-bat. He fouled off a couple pitches with 2 strikes, took a borderline fastball away, and then, like you said, choked up on the bat a bit, got a curveball from Mikulski on the mound, and just was able to poke it into right field for a base hit.
So Cardenas appearing in his 3rd game. The freshman backstop out of UCLA has recorded a hit in each game he's played. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. So just 3 of 7 for him. 3 singles, no extra base hits, and has yet to drive in a run. He's got a chance here. Excellent defender behind the plate. Didn't commit an error this spring at UCLA. Also hit .375. A nice short, compact swing from the right side. Lefty Mikowski sets, and the 0-1, swinging a back pick towards third. Young is off the bag, and he's out. Nice throw from behind the plate from Josh Krauts as they pick off Wyatt Young, getting too far off the bag at first base. And there's 2 down for the Red Sox here in the second inning.
Justin Rowe, the first base coach, not too happy with the call down there, looking across the diamond at Scott Pickler, signaling he was safe. Definitely a bang-bang play on the slap tag from Hardman. Well-executed play nonetheless for Brewster as Young was getting a massive secondary lead, but definitely close down the line there.
Still an RBI chance for YD. Here's the 1-1, swinging a ground ball out towards Workman at short. He fields, throw over to first base, and it's in time to get Cardenas for out number 3. So the Red Sox strand a runner here in the second inning as they waste a opportunity to tie this ball game up at 1. Went to the third inning here from Red Wilson. Brewster leads YD 1-0 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Back at Red Wilson Field, it's the top of the third inning between the Brewster Whitecaps and the YD Red Sox. Brewster to the plate here in the third, leading 1-0 over YD. An unearned run in the first for Brewster is all that's happened on the scoreboard today. Brian McLaughlin here with TJ Mathewson. Josh Krause, the 9-man, leads off for Brewster here in the third. First pitch from Ian Seymour. Swing and a miss from Crouch. Over the top of an off-speed, it's 0-1. Crouch from the State College of Florida is 2 for 11 for the Whitecaps thus far this season. Seymour winds the 0-1. Chopped foul by Crouch, and it's 0-2. Seymour, through 2 innings, has struck out 5 men on the mound. He's really accounted for all 6 outs himself, picking off Tyler Gentry for an out in the 2nd inning as well from second base. Sun starting to come out here a bit at Red Wilson, brightening things up on this otherwise quite cloudy day. Here's the 0-2 to Crouch. Skips down and inside, ball 1. After Crouch, it's Ryan Bliss, then Brett Auerbach for the Whitecaps. Everybody straight away for Whitey defensively. Bases are clear. Seymour winds. Fires the 1-2. Fouled back by Crouch. We'll see another 1-2 pitch from Seymour. He's had great strikeout stuff thus far in his Cape Cod League career. 14 entering today with 5 Ks in the scorebook already. He's up to 19. Another 1-2 offering. Misses down and in, inside again to the righty Crouch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And he's done it with, the stuff has been overpowering, but fastball really just tops out at 90 miles an hour. It's more about placement for him.
The 2-2. Change up, called strike 3. Catches the inside corner. There's that placement, TJ. Probably his 3rd best pitch. Picks up strikeout number 6 today. 2nd backwards K for Seymour, and there's 1 down in the 3rd.
And that's strikeout number 20 on the summer for Ian Seymour. Now 4 off the league lead.
Ryan Bliss to the plate. He hits from the right side against the lefty Seymour. The first pitch. Chopped first base line, foul ball. Late swing from Bliss, but he fouled it off. 0-1. Back in the 1st inning, Bliss led off this game with a soft ground ball up the middle that Gavin Dugas at second fielded for YD. He couldn't get his feet set and make a throw to first. Now the 0-1. Misses inside, a ball and a strike. Went down as an infield single to Bliss. After he swiped second on another play where he easily could have been out, but Dugas dropped the ball before laying the tag down. The 1-1. Hit in the air, right center field. King going over, as is Brad Beasley into the right center gap. That's going to get over the wall for a home run. Just kept carrying out to right center, and Ryan Bliss leaves the yard. I didn't think he got all of it on the swing, and it just kept going out to right center, and Brewster takes a 2-0 lead, the first home run of the year for Ryan Bliss.
Well, it looked like Bliss just reached out and kind of poked at that one, but it had so much carry on it. You just watch Brad Beasley and Riley Keem just keep going back and watch it land into the bushes over the wall. As Ryan Bliss has just been a pain for Ian Seymour
now
here today through 2 at-bats.
Both hits and both runs. First pitch to Brett Auerbach, bunted up the first base line, but it trickles foul where Seymour swipes at it. 0-1 count now to Auerbach, but Ryan Bliss, 2 for 2, was infield single and a run, and now the first earned run of the day against Seymour with the solo shot. 1 down, top of the 3rd inning, 2-0 rather. Brewster leads YD. YD looking to extend a 4-game winning streak atop the East Division. Still bases clear. Now the 0-1 to Auerbach. Breaking ball hit in the air pretty deep to left field. Austin Wells going back on it. He's nearing the fence, spins around, leaps at the wall, and that's a home run. Back-to-back shots for the Whitecaps. They take a 3-0 lead now in the 3rd. That one just cleared the wall and left.
So as much as we've been talking about the Whitecaps struggles with runners in scoring position, some things they don't struggle with is hitting home runs. As we see here in the 3rd inning, as Seymour's tagged for a couple of back-to-back home runs from the top 2 men in the Whitecaps lineup.
That one from Auerbach was a skyscraper, sitting up in the air for forever. First pitch, a called strike to Gage Workman. 0-1, 1 out, top of the 3rd. Back-to-back home runs from the top of this Brewster lineup, the second time they've seen Seymour. Here's the 0-1 to Workman. Misses down and inside to the right-handed hitting shortstop. A ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Misses inside to Workman, almost caught a piece of his jersey. Brewster in their road teal tops, white numbers for the Whitecaps. Brewster across the chest. YD home white uniforms. Red socks across their chest, red piping, red hats with socks on the front panel. The 2-1 to Workman. Swing and a miss over the top of a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Workman struck out swinging in the first against Seymour. Now the 2-2. Awkward swing down and inside. He didn't get a piece. Claiming that he did, it's strike 3 to Workman. He's adamant to Mike Beal behind home plate that he fouled it off. Now the umpires are going to get together and talk about it. Cardenas didn't squeeze it cleanly.
Well, from up here, what we can hear, it sounded like it got a piece of something.
It was so far down and inside on the breaking ball, I almost thought it caught a piece of his pant leg. But it did sound like it hit something before getting to Cardenas' glove. And because Cardenas didn't squeeze it cleanly, if it is a foul tip, that'll extend the at-bat to Workman. The umpires are coming together now between home plate and the pitcher's mound. They depart. No verdict. It's still strike 3 to Workman. He drops his head and will pace back to the dugout. And now we're going to have a conversation with Jamie Shevchik, the manager of the Whitecaps, coming out to talk with Mike Beal. Workman in on the conversation as well. They will return to the dugout. I don't think all that satisfied. 7th strikeout of the day for Seymour on the mound. We're 2 outs into the top of the 3rd. That ends the streak of back-to-back home runs for the Whitecaps. Second time Workman has struck out today. And with 2 outs, it's Marcos Castanon. Right-handed hitting third baseman. First pitch, misses inside, 1-0. Castanon was the man who hit a high fly ball into shallow right field that Riley King couldn't make the catch on with 2 outs in the first. It was an error on King, and that allowed Ryan Bliss to score the first run of the game. The 1-0. Change-up called strike on the inner half. The line from Seymour, now the 1-1. Breaking ball misses in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. Seymour seemingly going to his off-speed more now in the second time through the order, especially after giving up back-to-back home runs to Bliss and Auerbach. 3-0 Brewster, top of the 3rd. Here's the pitch from Seymour. Skied behind home plate and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Castanon. Castanon hitting just 154 from UC Santa Barbara here for the Whitecaps. Outfield playing Castanon to pull into left center. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, another strikeout for Seymour. He eventually strikes out the side. That's 8 Ks through 3 innings on the mound for the Virginia Tech Hokie. But back-to-back home runs for the Whitecaps put them up 3-0 through 2.5 here at Red Wilson Field. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the third, 3-0 Brewster here over YD. It's Dugas, Beasley, Wells due up in the third inning for the home team, the YD Red Sox. Brewster has taken a 3-0 lead off a couple home runs that just cleared the wall here at Red Wilson, prone to giving up the softly hit home run. But it's 3-0 Whitecaps as we begin the bottom of the third. Matt Mikulski, his first pitch misses away to Dugas for ball one. 1-0.
Red Beasley.
A ball and no strikes to Dugas. The wind and fire from the lefty Mikulski misses upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes.
The batter is second baseman Gavin Dugas.
Dugas 1 for 5 with 4 strikeouts so far as a Red Sox. The 2-0. Fastball right down the middle, called strike 1. Mikulski sitting low 90s with the fastball, 92 to 94. 2 balls, 1 strike to Dugas. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed. Letter high. 2-2 now to the middle infielder from LSU. One shake from Mikulski on the mound. He'll wind and fire. Dugas rips one way foul on the left field line. Hit it a ton, but he was far out in front. And we'll see another 2-2 offering from Mikulski. The Red Sox have 1 hit in both the first and the second innings. They had men on first and second with just 1 down last inning, but were unable to do anything with it. The 2-2 misses at the eyes to Dugas, and we're full with nobody down, bottom of the third. Red Sox trying to come from behind. The payoff pitch to Dugas. Hit in the air, right side, down the right field line. Going back to first baseman Hardman in foul territory. That's going to drop. Foul ball. Another 3-2 upcoming here to Dugas. You have to wonder, with impending rain potentially here today, TJ, what the sense of urgency is going to be like for these Red Sox now playing in a deficit.
Yeah, well, at least thankfully the rain is supposed to hold off for at least another hour. So I don't think the urgency card has kicked in quite yet.
It's essentially 50% chance all evening. The 3-2. Called strike 3. Notches the inner edge on a fastball to Dugas. Third strikeout of the day from Mikulski on the mound, and there's 1 down here in the third.
Just a nice off-speed pitch right there for Mikulski on the mound. Just bends right on the inside edge and catches Dugas looking.
Now Brad Beasley. He grounded out to Castanen at third base to lead off this game for the Red Sox. First pitch to the top of the lineup man. Misses high and away on a breaking ball. Ball 1.
Some sunshine.
Here's the 1-0. Another off speed. This one dips low. 2 balls, no strikes. Out of nowhere, the sun breaking through the clouds. I feel like this is the first sun we've seen all day. The 2-0 to Beasley. This is outside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
So looking at the Doppler on my computer, looks like we're going to, here in Yarmouth, it's going to get hit lightly at 6:30 and then a lot harder around 8. So we'll see.
The 3-0 to Beasley. Fastball called strike. 3-1. Currently 3-0 Brewster. We're in the bottom of the third, so we need about 2.5 more innings before this is a complete game. The 3-1. Beasley off his hands in the air to center. Auerbach started back. Now he's coming in. It's going to fall in front of him. Beasley holds up at first. It's a 1-out single for the Red Sox center fielder, and for the third straight inning, they have a man aboard.
For Brad Beasley, his first hit not a double this year, gets that one off the end of the bat and just finds some grass in between Auerbach in center field and Workman, the shortstop. And some good speed on the base paths here for the middle of the windy lineup, and the league's leader in home runs and RBIs.
Lefty-lefty matchup here with Mikulski and Austin Wells at the plate. Wells went down swinging in the first against Mikulski. From the stretch, the first pitch to Wells. Skips in the dirt, a great block by Crouch. An awkward block for the catcher as he backhanded a fastball from Mikulski down low to hold Beasley at the first base bag. It's 1-0. 3-0 Brewster. 1 out, Beasley on first. Wells with 4 home runs on the season. As TJ said, to lead the league. The 1-0 from Mikulski. Hit in the air, foul and out of play by Wells. 1-1. Wells in the 2 spot in the order today. Whether he's catching, playing the outfield, designated hitting, I think a surefire spot to pencil in the lineup anywhere from 2 through 4 for the rest of this Whitey season as long as he's here. Check to Beasley on first. He's back standing. 1-1. Wells a slight crouch from the left side. Bright red batting gloves, a red arm sleeve. The 1-1 pitch. Hits it in the air, third base side. Maybe room for Castanen. He races over. Nearing the line. He can't make the catch. Right around the boundary here at Red Wilson Field. The white spray paint line down that third base edge. Not quite to where the fans have set up their lawn chairs. Castanen, unsure of where he was, couldn't make the catch, and Wells with another life, down 1-2 now in the count. New baseball for Mikulski on the mound. Bends over to get his sign. Has it, sets, right at the belt. A check on first. Beasley is back with a scamper yet again. 1 out, 1-2 count to Wells. Sun really starting to shine now. Some shadows even creeping onto the field. The 1-2. Misses low to Wells. That was a slide step. Mikulski quickly to home plate. Worried a bit about the speed of Beasley over there at first. Now 2-2.
And we've also seen both pitchers try and mess with timing just a little bit. The slide step, while it also tries to prevent the base stealer over at first base, also throws off the timing a little bit of the hitter at the plate.
Here's the 2-2. Fastball just off the plate away to Wells, and the count is full. We know Wells has an advanced approach at the plate with a great eye for a kid who just finished his freshman season. He's walked 9 times. Sees a lot of deep counts. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Beasley with the lead from first. The pitch. Called strike 3. Wells looked at a pitch just on the low and outside corner, according to Mike Beal.
Right fielder.
Wells can't believe it. A slow walk back to the dugout. That's the second out here in the 3rd inning. Both backwards Ks.
Borderline pitch there on the outside corner, to say the least. Good job by Josh Crouch behind the plate to make it look presentable for Mike Beal, as Wells is sit down on strikes for the second time in 2 at-bats.
Now Riley King, he singled in the 1st inning for YD. First pitch misses high and away to the righty from Georgia. Coming off his first hitless game as a Red Sox yesterday, still managed to reach base for the Red Sox. 2 down now with Beasley on first. The 1-0 to King. Fouled off out of play, a ball and a strike. Brewster leads 3-0. They've scored 1 unearned run, and then the legs of 2 solo shots back-to-back in the 3rd inning off Ian Seymour has propelled them to the 3-0 advantage. Mikulski shakes twice on the mound. Now he sets with the side. The 1-1. Fouled off again by King, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Another 1 ball and 2 strikes. King hitting .350 for the Red Sox. He's scored 4 runs. It's been really a solid hitter in the middle of this order. A ball and 2 strikes, not a king. Here's the pitch. Grounded left side softly. Backhanding it, Workman at short. Throws from the outfield grass in time to get King at first. Great play from Gage Workman to get the third out in the bottom of the third inning. Still 3-0 Brewster. We're headed to the fourth here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Nobody knows.
Top of the fourth, 3-0 YD, or rather 3-0 Brewster here at YD. Ian Seymour still on the mound for the Red Sox. He has struck out 8 through 3 innings, only 1 out not accounted for with the strikeout from Seymour. First pitch to Eric Fago, misses high and away to the righty for ball 1. We were discussing this great start for Seymour with the strikeouts despite allowing 3 runs, just 2 of them earned. Now the 1-0. Hit in the air, deep to center field. Actually not that deep. It's going to chase Beasley in. Out goes the shortstop Young, and he makes the catch for the first out here in the fourth. So not a strikeout from Seymour, but a quick out to begin the fourth inning.
The right fielder from the University of Alabama.
One down now for Tyler Gentry. The Alabama man doubled in the second inning, but was picked off second by Seymour. Prior to that pop out, the only out, not a strikeout from Seymour on the mound. First pitch, squares the bunt, but pulls it back. It misses away. Now, last year, Graham Stinson was only around for a short time here in the Cape League, but he had an outing where he struck out 12 over 5 innings. The 1-0 misses down low for ball 2 to Gentry, 2-0. And so Seymour with 2 strikeouts here would put him at 10 in the fourth. There's 1 down already in the fourth inning. And then the potential to tie or even beat that. The 2-0 lined back up the middle for a base hit from Gentry. He's 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, another outing from last season that was really a special outing against YD. The Chatham Angler and West Virginia. First round pick this year, Alec Manoa out of West Virginia struck out 12 YD Red Sox over the course of 6 dominant innings. He's one of the best Cape League pitchers this season.
Seymour has allowed 3 runs today. As I said, just 2 earned. Working with the man on first and 1 down now to Luke Berryhill. Hits from a deep crouch right side. First pitch pops it up right field line. It's going to drop in fair territory for a hit. Picked up in right field by Dugas. He fires it back to the infield to hold Gentry at second base. A ball just off the end of the bat to Berryhill that he flared over the head of Samuelson down the first baseline. Back-to-back hits now for the Whitecaps, and they have men on first and second with 1 out in the fourth.
Nothing you can really do there if you're Ian Seymour. You get about as weak contact as possible, but it just finds the exact right spot down the right field line. Leads to a back-to-back base hits for Brewster.
Still one out, first and second. Luke Berryhill on first, Tyler Gentry second. Tyler Hardman from Oklahoma at the plate. The righty hits from an open stance. First pitch called strike on the inner third to Hardman. 0-1, 3-0 Brewster leads here in the top of the fourth. Hardman struggling a bit for Brewster to begin this season. He's hitting 188. He does have a couple home runs. Seymour from the stretch. Looks to second base, now brings the 0-1. Chopped foul by Hardman. No balls, 2 strikes. Hardman struck out swinging to end the second inning for the Whitecaps, batting here in the fourth. Sun shining not as brightly, but there is some blue sky overhead for the time being here at YD. Everybody anxiously looking around for some dark rain clouds. The 0-2, grounded, back up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Young. Flip to second one, Dugas to first in time. 6-4-3, inning-ending double play for the Red Sox. No strikeouts in the inning for Seymour, but it's a scoreless frame on the hill. 3-0. Whitecaps to the home half of the fourth we go. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Third baseman from the University.
Back at Red Wilson Field, it's the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-0 Brewster over the Red Sox here on this Saturday evening. Clouds starting to roll off as we're going to continue playing here. First pitch of the inning, called strike to Riley Terada, 0-1. Still Matt Mikulski on the mound for the Whitecaps. There's been inclement weather expected all day here in Yarmouth and really across the Cape, but at the moment, pretty good weather. The 0-1, another breaking ball. This time it misses inside. A ball and a strike to Terada. Everybody's been checking their phones all day, TJ. It felt like the weather was changing every time you refreshed the page. Different people had different reports. Some said, oh, there's no chance we play today. Others, oh, it looks like it's going to clear up around 5. At this moment, those people would be correct. The 1-1. Way outside, it gets all the way to the cage behind home plate. 2-1 to Terada. At the moment, there's blue skies overhead, some clouds out around center field. But at least that I can tell, no big-time threatening rain clouds.
And nothing to complain about there. Much better than the alternative.
The 2-1 to Terada. Another off speed, it misses down and in. 3 balls and a strike. 3-0 Brewster, bottom of the fourth. Terada, Samuelson, and Campbell due up, although Andrew Eister's holding a bat in the Red Sox dugouts. We might see him this inning. 3-1, fisted foul by Terada into the bleachers up the first base line, and the count is full. Some action for the Whitecaps down their bullpen. Now the 3-2 to Terada. In the air, shallow right field. Coming in on it, the right fielder Gentry, but settling there is Ryan Bliss, the second baseman. He'll make the catch about 10 feet into the outfield grass for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth against the Red Sox. YD has really struggled to get anything going here against Mike Mikulski. They've had a couple innings where they've gotten men on. In fact, they've had a hit in every inning, but they've left somebody on base in each frame as well. Now Tate Samuelson. First pitch to him in the fourth, a breaking ball that misses high, 1-0. Samuelson drew his first walk of the season back in the second. Mikulski lifts the glove over his head, the wind, and the 1-0 swung on and missed by Samuelson. A ball and a strike. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball that dives low to Samuelson, 2 balls and a strike. We do know there's some potential for pop-up thunderstorms throughout this evening. 2-1, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Samuelson. No, there's potential for pop-up thunderstorms. It's really about 50% chance on the hourly weather throughout the rest of the evening. Now the 2-2. Fisted down the right field line, racing over Gentry near the line. He's there and he makes the catch. A fine running catch by Tyler Gentry, crossing the foul line into foul territory as he makes the squeeze to get Samuelson for the second out here in the fourth.
Good range from Gentry there, having to go all the way to the foul line down the right field side to rob Tate Samuelson of a potential base hit.
And it will be Noah Campbell with 2 outs and the bases clear for the Red Sox. The switch hitter from South Carolina bats from the right side. First pitch called strike, poured in for Mike Mikulski on a fastball. 0-1 to Campbell. Campbell in the second inning hammered a ball to deep center field. First the 0-1. This is outside, a ball and a strike. A ball off the bat that we thought extra bases, maybe even a home run for Campbell. But it was chased down by Brett Auerbach as he made a leaping catch up against the wall in center. Now the 1-1. Called strike on the inner half to Campbell, and he's down in the count 1-2. 3-0 Brewster, bottom of the fourth. 2 outs, nobody on. A ball and 2 strikes to Campbell. Now the pitch. Fastball, called strike 3 on the outer edge. Campbell goes down looking. 5th strikeout of the day for Mikulski on the mound. The Red Sox go in order in the fourth. It's 3-0 Brewster through 4 innings. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Eight strikeouts through 4 innings for Ian Seymour, as he's allowed 3 runs working here in the top half of the 5th inning from South Yarmouth. TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin Here with you from Red Wilson Field, it's going to be 9-1-2 to come to the plate for Brewster against Ian Seymour. First pitch fastball on the outside corner for strike one. To Crouch, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking back in the third inning. He's one of 8 strikeout victims for the Brewster Whitecaps today. 0-1. Swing and a foul out of play. Quickly, Seymour's ahead 0-2. Ian has given up 1 unearned run back in the first inning on a dropped fly ball in right field from Riley King. And then back-to-back solo home runs in the third inning. He struck out 8 Brewster Whitecaps and is expected to be near the top of the league's leaderboards. He's 4 behind the league leader in Logan Allen entering today. As he is right now, check swing, and it'll be strike 3 to Crouch. So 1 batter here in the 5th inning and another strikeout for Ian Seymour. That's now 9 for the Virginia Tech lefty.
University, Ryan Bliss.
Here in the top of the 5th inning, and now the top of the lineup for Brewster will step to the plate, and Ryan Bliss, who's been on base both times. An infield single in the first and a solo home run. First pitch, cut on and fouled straight back. And the count's 0-1 on Bliss. It's been all over the base paths today. Entered today just 1 for 7. But a 2 for 2 day for him so far. Scored 2 of the 3 runs. 0-1. And it misses a little bit low. And the count's a ball and a strike. Thunderstorms and rain expected to come in from the mainland here today. Off to our left, 1-1. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 1-2 on Bliss. Need just 6 more outs to make this game official here in South Yarmouth. Of course, if there is lightning or thunder, immediately we enter a 30-minute delay. 1-2 on the way from Seymour. Curveball misses in off the plate. Check swing down to first base, but looks like Bliss didn't go around. David Perry says he held up his swing. Sox defense straight up for Bliss as Seymour kicks 0-2. Or 1-2-2, pardon. Swinging a dribbler towards third base. Fielded by Tirana. Throw on the run is in time to retire Bliss for the first time today. For out number 2 here in the 5th inning. A nice running throw from Riley Tirana. Over at third base will bring up Brett Auerbach with 2 outs. The center fielder out of the University of Alabama. Wind still gusting out towards left center field. We've seen the Whitecaps take advantage of that jet stream here today. With both their solo home runs just making it over the fence here at Red Wilson. First pitch, Auerbach shows bunt. Pulls back and the ball misses everything. Cardenas lets it just go right past him to the backstop for ball 1. Oh, it looks like it caught a piece of the bat of Auerbach. It's actually strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses just off the plate. Just off outside a little bit to the right-handed hitting Auerbach. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. 1-1. Misses again outside, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike.
Red Sox have somebody tossing down in their bullpen. Seymour, around 75 pitches. You wonder, he hasn't gone longer than 5 innings today, if this might be the last inning for him.
Here's actually the 3-0. It's down and in the dirt for ball 4. And a 4-pitch walk here to Brett Auerbach to extend this 5th inning. Scoreboard mistake that first pitch. That pitch was a 3-0 pitch, and it bounces in the dirt. And Auerbach will take his base on 4 pitches. So here's Gage Workman with 2 outs. The Sun Devil is 0 for 2. He struck out both times. Seymour, if he can get Workman here on strikes, he'll reach double digits for the day. From the third base side, he kicks first pitch. Swing and a fly ball out to center field. Beasley coming in to his right. He's there and makes the catch in the left center field gap for out number 3 here in the 5th inning. Seymour allows the 2-out walk and then gets Gage Workman to fly out to center field to strand the base runner over at first. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth here from Red Wilson. It's the Red Sox trailing the Whitecaps 3-0 here from South Yarmouth. Bottom of the fifth inning here from South Yarmouth. Whitecaps leading the Red Sox 3-0 here at Red Wilson Field. TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you. It'll be the bottom third of the Whitey order. Coming to the plate, Wyatt Young, Noah Cardenas, and Gavin Dugas to face Matthew Mikulski, who's worked 4 scoreless innings so far, the left-hander out of Fordham. He winds, and the first pitch to the shortstop, Wyatt Young. And it catches an off-speed pitch on the inside corner for strike one, 0-1 the count. Mikulski's had a solid fastball here today, sitting from 92 to 94 miles an hour. 0-1 on the way to Young. Swinging a pop-up on the infield. Calling for it is the shortstop, Gage Workman, right in front of second base. He's there, and the Sun Devil will make the catch for out number 1, retiring Young on 2 pitches. That'll bring up Noah Cardenas. He grounded to shortstop his last time out in the second inning. In his third game with YD out of UCLA. Hit .375 for the Bruins this past spring as a true freshman. Mikulski fires the first pitch, and a swing and a foul straight back from Cardenas, and it's 0-1. If he had enough at-bats to qualify this season, only 136 at-bats this spring for Cardenas at UCLA, he would have been the 4th leading hitter in the Pac-12, and he would have paced the Bruins. However, did not have enough. 0-1, swinging a chopper, slow roller up the third base side. In comes Gastononi, fields, and he'll have no play. Infield single for Noah Cardenas as he places a swinging bunt down the third base line and beats out, or with good hustle down the first base line, able to reach with an infield single, and he's now had a hit in all 3 games he's played as a Red Sox.
Hard to roll it up the third base line any better than that, but Cardenas, like you said, 3 hits, 3 games with a hit at least for the UCLA man, and just that trend of these Whitey kids. They come in and they immediately hit in this lineup.
So here's Dugas. First pitch, inside, and it catches a piece of him. It just brushed the kneecaps of Dugas as he spun out of the way of it. But now back-to-back base runners reach for Whitey on back-to-back pitches. And Mikulski's in some trouble here, who's in his first real trouble since the second inning. As with 2 on and just 1 out, it brings Brad Beasley to the plate out of the bullpen, out of the dugout for the Whitecaps. He's going to have a meeting on the mound. There's some action down in the Brewster bullpen down the first base side.
Yeah, looks like Tyler Fallis out of Louisiana Tech is up and throwing the righty should they need him. Would imagine we'll see how Mikulski does here against Beasley. who has struggled so far this season, but he already has one hit today, the righty. And Mikulski's been great against Wells, but should anything go any farther, they might go to the righty out of the pen.
So here's Beasley. Leadoff man for Whitey is 0 for 2. Or pardon, 1 for 2 with a single back in the third inning. Second-year Red Sox steps in out of Cal Poly. Here's the first pitch for the lefty. Swing and a foul out of play first base side. And the count's 0-1 on Beasley. A .283 hitter this past season at Cal Poly. Just one home run for him, 15 doubles. Had a home run just one homer last season on the Cape. Here's the 0-1 to Beasley. Fastball misses down low and outside. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Brad. He's batted in the top of the lineup ever since he stepped into this Whitey order. Mikulski gets the sign from Crouch behind the plate. He sets. Kicks the leg, the 1-1. Swing and a miss from Beasley. A foul tip, actually, but counts as a strike nonetheless, and the count's 1-2. Mikulski at 82 pitches. Pardon, 83 pitches now here through 4 1/3. As I can't imagine his leash is much longer. 1-2. Swing and a foul, broken bat up the third base side, and Beasley's going to need some new lumber.
Self-defense swing from Beasley. That was the breaking ball that was just coming farther and farther inside. Wonder if that might have even caught a piece of Beasley had he not gotten the bat to it.
Big moment for the Red Sox here. 2 on and 1 out. They trail by 3. Beasley represents the tying run at the plate, and the middle of the Whitey order is on deck. Or on deck and through that. Austin Wells, the 2-hole hitter, standing on deck. Mikulski sets. 1-2 to Beasley. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Beasley chases outside. A pitch outside and out of the strike zone for a strikeout. It's going to be strikeout number 5 for Mikulski. That's going to bring up the left-hander Austin Wells with 2 outs. And we'll see if the league leader in RBIs can put Whitey on the scoreboard here in the 5th inning.
He's been so clutch as a Red Sox. I expect him to be kind of aggressive early in the count this time. A couple strikeouts today. Go ahead and jump on a fastball if you see one.
First pitch to Wells. Curveball on the inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. A strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking for Wells today. Entered today hitting .286 with 2 doubles and 4 home runs. The only player in the Cape League to be at 4 home runs right now. Mikulski sets 0-1. Swing and a miss from Wells. He chased that pitch out of the strike zone away, and the count's 0-2. It's the Cape League Player of the Week in Week 1 when he hit 3 home runs in the first doubleheader of the season. And he also hit a home run this Wednesday at Harwich, a go-ahead 2-run shot. Mikulski sets. 0-2 pitch. Fastball away to Wells. The Pac-12 Freshman of the Year has worked it back 1-2. Wells this season hit just 5 home runs for the Arizona Wildcats, albeit this ballpark here at Red Wilson could not be more different than his home ballpark at High Corbett down in Tucson. 1-2. Swing and a fly ball, foul, out of play down the left field side, and the count stays at 1-2. If you ever get a chance to go look at High Corbett Field, some massive dimensions.
There's a reason he had so many triples this year for Arizona is because of those, like you said, just crazy dimensions.
So Wells steps back into the batter's box. He's behind 1-2. Mikulski sets. 1-2. Curveball, strike 3 called right down the middle. Back-to-back strikeouts gets Matthew Mikulski out of trouble here in the 5th inning. His 6th strikeout on the evening quiets down this Whitey threat here in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th here from Red Wilson Field. It's the Whitecaps 3 and the Red Sox nothing here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It's the Sun Devil Brady Corrigan out of the bullpen for YD in his first official appearance of the summer. So he'll toe the slab here at Red Wilson Field in the top of the 6th inning. YD trailing 3-0 to the Brewster Whitecaps. TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you. Ian Seymour's day is done. The Virginia Tech Hokie threw 5 innings, allowed 6 hits and 3 runs. 2 of them earned. He walked 1 and struck out 9. So it's Corrigan, the Sun Devil, led the Sun Devils in appearances this spring. Fires in a first pitch strike to the foreman Marcos Castanon for strike 1. It's 0-1. Corrigan got the start on Tuesday in game 1 against Harwich before that game got rained out. So this being his first official appearance of the summer. 1-1 misses outside. Or 1-0-1 misses outside. It's 1-1 now. Here on Castanon, who's 0 for 2, reached on an error in the first, which scored the first run of the game for the Whitecaps, and then struck out swinging against Seymour in the third. 1-1 from Corrigan. Off speed again in the dirt, and the count's 2-1. Corrigan in a somewhat shaky Arizona State staff this season, a 5.61 ERA in 30 appearances. Started a pair of midweek games. One midweek game, one in the last series of the summer against the Stanford Cardinal, as the 2-1 is swung on and missed from Castanon, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In 51 and a third innings, he struck out 65 and walked 28. It was a Pac-12, all Pac-12 honorable mention this season. One of the most used arms in the Sun Devil bullpen as he strikes out Castanon to start this 6th inning. An elevated fastball from Corrigan sets down the third baseman out of UC Santa Barbara. Will bring up the left fielder Eric Fago with an out here in the top of the 6th inning. Corrigan, a 3-pitch guy, a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. A native of Plainfield, Illinois, attended Plainfield North High School before coming to Tempe. First pitch, fastball, called a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Corrigan, however, much better over his final 8 outings of the regular season this spring. Allowed just 5 total runs. 0-1 from the righty. Fastball, called a strike on the inside corner, and he's ahead 0-2. The righty with the flowing dark hair out on the bump wearing number 39 sets from the third base side. 0-2. Like the curveball right there, missed outside. Makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. One of the better mustaches on the team as well. Him and John Beller are up there.
They both
in that category
have that mustache going. Between the mustache and the hair, a lot of style up there.
1-2. The changeup misses low and in the dirt. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Fago. 0 for 2 with a strikeout swinging and a pop out to short for the Stetson product. 2-2. Swinging a rocket right at shortstop, and Wyatt Young a leap into the air, and he snags it right at eye level for out number 2 here in the 6th inning. So quick instincts from Wyatt Young, hopping up to his right, snags that one out of the air for the second out. We'll bring up Tyler Gentry, who singled his last time up in the 4th inning. He's 2 for 2.
Hard hit ball, but Young makes a nice play over there at short. He's done well so far today in the fill-in at shortstop.
First pitch from Corrigan is swung on and missed. A curveball, it's 0-1.
It's going to be interesting to see how Whitey handles the shortstop position. Drew Swift has been out the last couple days. He's a little banged up. They have Young, Gavin Dugas, both probably more familiar with the second base position. Sam Hall can play short.
0-1. Swung on and missed from Gentry, and that's strike 2.
You saw R.J. Yeager there yesterday at shortstop, so he can play that position as well. That's where he plays for Mercer most of the time. And even Swift is not a true shortstop. He plays second base for Arizona State.
Here's the 0-2 from Corrigan. Pitch misses low below the knees, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Of course, Swift really the only reason he plays second and not short for ASU is the guy on the other side of things, Gage Workman, at shortstop today for Brewster and the Sun Devils.
1-2 from Corrigan. Off speed, the curveball misses down low in the dirt and also helps Team USA infielder Alika Williams, the Sun Devils' everyday shortstop.
You guys have quite the infield down there. Workman, Swift, Williams, and of course Torque.
Very loaded infield for ASU. A trio of quintuplet of guys, 3 of them great chances to be All-Americans next year. 2-2 from Corrigan. Check swing on an off-speed pitch. They appeal down to first base, but David Perry says that the batter Gentry did not go around and the count will run full. A lot of hitting talent down there in Tempe at Arizona State.
Swift probably the least prolific of the hitters there, but he's as smooth in the infield as any of them. He can play second, short, or third.
3-2 from Corrigan. Curveball misses outside for ball 4. So after working ahead, Corrigan falls behind and walks Tyler Gentry with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Luke Berryhill, the designated hitter.
From the University of South Carolina.
There's a 2-out walk in the 5th inning from Ian Seymour. But Whitey was able to get out of it, and they got Gage Workman to fly out to center field. So here's Berryhill. The designated hitter is 1 for 2. Struck out looking in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. Out of South Carolina, bats from the right side against the righty Corrigan. He sets first pitch. Strike called on the outside corner, 0-1. Sun even more prominent now here in the 6th inning. As the clouds have parted before the impending rain and thunderstorms that are expected later here on Cape Cod tonight. Our thunderstorms spotted in the 5th inning. Out way to the west, 0-1. Fastball misses away, evens up the count at a ball and a strike. But now that we have passed the 5th inning, this game is official if it were to get called. Which, there have been a couple games this summer that have been started but haven't gotten to 5 innings, and they've had to been rescheduled. 1-1. Swinging a pop-up foul territory, first base side. Samuelson near out of play territory. He's there, and they call it out of play. So Samuelson crossed the out of play boundary. And once he crosses that, the ball is ruled dead and a foul ball.
Of course, there's 2 lines down there, probably about 3 feet separating them. One of which is the out of play boundary. The other is where fans cannot cross. So there's a little bit of leeway there for both fans and players.
Corrigan sets 1-2. Swing and another foul. This one right at home plate. And the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Gentry over at first base. He reached on a 2-out walk here in an all of a sudden sunny Red Wilson field. Corrigan peers in at Carninas. He's ahead 1-2. Berryhill will dig in. Corrigan gets his sign. He's set. 1-2. Off speed misses away. A curveball from Corrigan. The count evens at 2-2. Brad Beasley shaded a little bit towards right center for Berryhill. Dugas is shaded a tiny bit up the middle at second base. Wyatt Young pulled a little bit over in the hole at short. 2-2, swinging a ground ball on a few skips right to Wyatt Young at shortstop. He fields and throws to second base. Dugas there covering, and that will retire the Whitecaps here in the 6th inning. Corrigan walks Tyler Gentry with 2 outs, but then gets Luke Berryhill to ground into a 6-3 putout. So it's the bottom of the 6th inning here from Red Wilson. It's the Whitecaps 3 and the Red Sox nothing here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
from Louisiana.
The junior out of Louisiana Tech, Tyler Fullis, will take over on the bump for Matthew Mikulski. The lefty starter for the Whitecaps today was spectacular. 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, a walk, and 7 strikeouts as he has shut down this Whitey Red Sox top-scoring offense in the league. Now held them to just 4 hits. As now Fullis will step in relief here in the 6th inning. Fullis this season, a 3.94 ERA as a junior at Louisiana Tech. In 42 2/3 innings, he struck out 45 and walked for 18. Out of the bullpen. And now we'll face 3, 4, and 5 in the Red Sox order. Riley King up first. He watches a curveball catch the strike zone. For a strike, it's 0-1. King today 1 for 2. Single and a ground out to short for him. Full is set, 0-1. Swing and a ground ball right at Gage Workman at short. He'll field, make the throw over to first base, and it's going to be in time to retire Riley King quickly on 2 pitches. The Whitey right fielder out 6-3.
From the University of Dayton.
So here's Riley Terada. He struck out swinging back in the first and popped out to second in the 4th inning. Terada digs in from the right side. Fullis sets first pitch, fouled out of play behind home plate. The count's 0-1. The last run scored in this game on a pair of back-to-back home runs back in the top of the 3rd inning. Ever since then, goose eggs from both sides. Fullis working exclusively out of the stretch with no one on. 0-1, swinging a grounder over towards third base on a couple of hops. Castanon throws over to first base, but it pulls Hardman off the bag. Terada able to beat it out down the first base line. It's going to be an infield single for Riley Terada.
Might actually assign the air there to Castanon. Just pulled him off the bag enough, so a throwing air are going to allow Terada to reach, and maybe that's the break YD needs. Noah Campbell waiting on deck. Samuelson has been swinging it better recently.
Here's the first pitch to Fullis to Tate Samuelson, swinging a line drive into center field, drops for a base hit. Back-to-back pitches and back-to-back base runners for the Red Sox as Tate Samuelson picks up his first base hit of the ball game and reaches base for the 2nd time here today. And Noah Campbell, now with the righty on the mound, will flip around and hit left-handed. He represents the tying run at the plate for YD here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
With thunderstorms looming any moment, this is all of a sudden a huge inning for YD.
So here's Campbell. 0 for 2, was robbed of an extra base hit back in the 2nd inning and is struck out looking. Both batting right-handed. Now batting left, watches the first pitch miss outside. For a ball, it's 1-0. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of Noah's power and average has come from the left side. So he gets to bat from that left side with the righty Fullis on the bump. Fullis peeks back at second, 1-0. Misses away with a fastball. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Campbell. Terada is at second base. Tate Samuelson's at first. The Red Sox have been held down all day by Brewster pitching. But finally another scoring opportunity for him with Campbell at the plate and 2 on. Here's the 2-0. Fastball line outside, and it's 3-0 on Campbell.
Going to be real interesting to see if he has the green light here. One of the most prolific hitters in this lineup in an RBI opportunity, but with a guy who's struggling on command here a bit all of a sudden. And in the midst of a big inning, you don't want to hit into any outs.
Fullis sets right above the belt. 3-0 on the way to Campbell. Fastball misses for ball 4. So Campbell walks on 4 pitches, and just like that, 3 straight runners reach for YD, and then the base is juiced for Wyatt Young. Young today, 1 for 2 a single back in the second inning and a pop out to short back in the fifth. And a big, big spot for the bottom of the Whitey order. The 7-hole hitter Young at the plate here.
A guy who's been a table setter more often than not this year for big YD innings. Now a chance for Young to be on the other end of things and maybe drive in some runs.
Fullest sets. First pitch. Curveball bends Young back. It misses inside for ball one, 1-0. And all of a sudden, after Mikulski, who is dominant for Brewster today, is out of the game in the fifth inning, his replacement, Tyler Fullis, after getting the first out, has allowed 3 straight base runners. 1-0. Fastball misses away for ball two, 2-0 to Wyatt Young, and 6 straight balls for Tyler Fullis. As quickly out of the dugout is the Brewster pitching coach to have a chat with Fullis, who's all of a sudden lost his command.
And plenty of action for the Whitecaps down in their bullpen. Looks like they're going to stick with Fullis, but they know they have this lead at the moment. It's a righty up and throwing for them in the bullpen, and we're not sure how long this game's going to last, so they want to cling to this lead while they still can.
So Young's ahead 2-0. He's the go-ahead run at the plate for Whitey. Runners take their leads off of every base. Tirana at third, Samuelson at second, Noah Campbell at first. 2-0. Swing and a miss from Young. Trying to do some damage with that hack right there.
Love the big cut from Wyatt. He was thinking 2-0, I'm going to get a fastball. He got one up in the zone. He was trying to give YD the lead there with the bases juiced.
Young has 3 extra base hits on the season, a pair of doubles and a triple. Still looking for that first home run. Fullis sets. The righty fires the 2-1. Swinging a ground ball to the third baseman, Castanon. He fires to second for 1. They get the out there. A run will come home to score. No return throw to first. An RBI fielder's choice for Wyatt Young puts Whitey on the scoreboard. Here in the 6th inning, it's 3-1 Whitecaps, and still a chance to do some damage for the Red Sox. Here with 2 outs and Noah Cardenas at the plate.
Now a huge spot for Cardenas, looking to extend the inning. Young almost snuck it through the left side, but a nice stop by Castanon. Took a minute for him to get it out of his glove on the relay to Bliss at second. Probably smart not to throw to first there from the second baseman. No risk of an overthrow, but Whitey's still threatening. They need to keep chipping it away at this now 2-run lead.
So a run in for Whitey in the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-1. Young off of first. Quick throw over to first base. He dives back in time. He took a step towards second base as Fullis turned and threw to first. Young able to dive back in time. He was picked off back in the 2nd inning. So he leads off of first again. Runners on the corners for the Red Sox. Fullis sets. First pitch to Cardenas. Swing. A little swing. Almost in defense there as he fouls that to the first base side. And it's 0-1.
Had to go down to a knee after that cut. Wonder if he read breaking ball there on a pitch high and tight. Started his swing. The wood got to it, but he had to twist almost out of the way as that one never really broke.
0-1 to Cardenas. 0-1 on the way. Catches the outside corner with a fastball. It's 0-2. Noah hit .375 this spring with UCLA. A late addition to the Whitey roster. They've cycled through 4 catchers this summer. Austin Wells, Adam Kerner, 5 catchers. Eric Bajani, Cardenas as well. Runner goes from first, 0-2 is high, throw down to second. Young's in there safely. The runner from third, Samuelson, will then drop down the line and score. So Josh Crouch tries to get Wyatt Young out at second for the 3rd out in the inning, but can't do it as Young swipes the bag at second, and Samuelson in turn will jog down the line and score.
What a gamble from both sides. It pays off for the Red Sox. Brewster electing to allow the run. If they don't get the man at second, they don't get him. Great stolen base by Young.
Here's the 1-2 to Cardenas. Off speed, strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Cardenas is set down on strikes to finish this 6th inning, as he's frozen on a breaking ball from Tyler Fullis, not before 2 runs come in. For the Red Sox here in the bottom half of the 6th inning on a fielder's choice and some stolen base down the third base line. So we'll head to the 7th inning here from Red Wilson Field. It's the Whitecaps 3 and the Red Sox 2 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Red Sox get 2 back in the bottom half of the 6th inning as we head to the top of the 7th here at Red Wilson Field. Whitecaps leading 3-2 here in South Yarmouth. TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you. Brady Corrigan still out on the mound for YD in relief of Ian Seymour. Out to start his 2nd inning for the Red Sox. It'll be 8-9-1 due up in the Whitecaps lineup, starting with Tyler Hardman. The first baseman out of Oklahoma has struck out and grounded into a double play today. Corrigan winds first pitch, bounces in there, gets away from Cardenas. Ball 1. So after 2.5 straight innings, or pardon, I'll go 3 straight innings of scoreless ball here from Red Wilson. Red Sox able to get 2 back in the bottom half of the 6th. Corrigan fires the 1-0. It misses high and outside, and the count will go to 2-1. Hardman entered today hitting 188, 2 doubles and 2 home runs. With 15 strikeouts on the season. 2-0 from Corrigan. Misses way outside. Again gets away from Cardenas, and it's 3-0. The sun has peeked back out again through the clouds. Here, it's been a tricky weather day to figure out here from Red Wilson. There is going to be rain later. We're just still trying to figure out when. 3-0, fastball, misses high for ball 4. So Corrigan walks the leadoff man. Tyler Hardman on 4 pitches to start this 7th inning here at Red Wilson. And that'll bring up Josh Crouch, the catcher, who today has struck out both times he's been at the plate. Once looking and once swinging. And both coming against Ian Seymour.
Now in a very close game, YD wants to keep this within striking distance. So let's see how Corrigan can manage to work around the leadoff walk or how long his leash is.
The righty sets first pitch. Bam, inside. And it looked like it caught a piece of Crouch. So just clipped him on the arm, it looked like. And on 2 pitches, back-to-back base runners will reach for Brewster. Hit by pitches were the name of the game yesterday. 3 apiece for each side between Falmouth and YD. And here now the top of the lineup set to come to the plate for Brewster and Ryan Bliss, who's 2 for 3 on the day, has scored 2 runs, also homer.
Free passes to the 8-9 men in the order. With nobody out, often come around to bite you. It'll be tough for Corrigan to work out of it.
The righty sets. First pitch. Showing bunt is Bliss. He pulls back. It misses low. For ball 1, 1-0 the count. Look around the scores in the Cape League. Orleans leading Harwich 3-1 at White House Field in Harwich. At Dorn Park in Bourne, Falmouth's up 2-0 over the Bourne Braves as time is called. Picks out of the dugout on the third base side. There is an arm warming up down in the Whitey pen. We'll see if Pick opts to go to it. It's down there, it looks like Adam Jeanette. So, continuing to look at that scoreboard, Falmouth's up 2-0 over Bourne. Anderson Chatham set for first pitch at 7 o'clock in about 8 minutes here on Cape Cod.
Classes run days, evenings, and weekends.
Pick still out there talking with Corrigan as now Jeanette's jogging in from the bullpen down the third base side. And that's going to do it for Brady Corrigan. Allows the first two base runners to reach here in the seventh. And it's going to get pulled for Adam Jeanette. We'll be right back after this pitching change here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
So
Adam Jeanette takes over on the rubber for Brady Corrigan, who ends his evening. Pitched an inning plus, didn't allow a hit, walked two, struck out one. He's responsible for both runners on base here in the top half of the seventh inning. So Adam Jeanette out of Mercyhurst University will toe the rubber for Whitey. His first official appearance of the summer, had a even 3 ERA in 33 innings this season. First pitch to Bliss at the plate is fouled off, showed bunt. Evens up the count at 1-1 as that ball trickled up the third base side.
Bliss, a guy with a lot of speed, just has to get it down fair. And you have to imagine that at least the runners will move up for Brewster. They're trying to play for just some insurance here in what's a close game now late in the ball game.
So runners off of first and second. Hardman at second, Crouch at first with no one out. Here in the top of the seventh, Jeanette fires the 1-1, catches the strike zone on the outside corner with a fastball, and it goes to 1-2. Whitey trying to keep it at a 1-run deficit. They clawed back 2 runs in the bottom half of the sixth inning. to make this a one-run ball game after trailing 3-0 through 5 innings. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. First official strikeout on the game for Adam Jeanette, as he gets Ryan Bliss to go down swinging for the first time today.
The center field.
And that'll bring up Brett Auerbach. Has homered, struck out, and walked today. That home run is only RBI of the day. Part of back-to-back home runs back in the 3rd inning. Him and Ryan Bliss. As he steps in from the right side out of the University of Alabama. A double play ball will get Whitey out of this inning. Both the middle infielders playing shaded back and up the middle. First pitch grounded right towards Wyatt Young at second. He will decide to just make a running throw to first base, and it's in time to get Auerbach going down the first base line. So a tricky play at shortstop. The runner at second in Hardman kind of hid the ball from Wyatt Young fielding the ball for just a second as he ran in front of him. And the momentum was carrying Wyatt Young away from the second base bag, so he decided to just make a fielder's choice throw over to first base and retire Auerbach.
And on the slow grounder, you're not even sure if it is a surefire out at second. Probably a smart play from Young, and now you still have 2 outs in the inning.
So here's the switch hitter, Gage Workman, who will now bat left-handed for the first time against the righty Jeanette. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Workman batted right-handed first 3 times he was up, all against Ian Seymour. He struck out twice and flew out to center field. But now batting left-handed, a second-year Whitecap, as he'll just get intentionally walked. So Pick will rather have the force out at any base here with 2 outs, as Workman will just toss his bat aside and head down to first base. Not the first time we've seen someone get intentionally walked this season. We saw Workman's teammate, Spencer Torkelson, get intentionally walked against Chatham last week.
Now you have the righty-righty matchup for Jeanette on the mound. Workman, the switch hitter from the left side. Maybe a favorable matchup as well as, like you said, forced at any base now for the infield.
So Castanon will step to the plate. He's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch from Jeanette, fastball, misses low for a ball. It's 1-0. So now runners at every base for the Whitecaps. Hardman at third, Crouch at second, and Workman at first. Jeanette trying to get the Red Sox out of a jam here in the 7th inning. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Righty sets, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch from Jeanette, and evens up the count at 1-1. Red Sox can come back and win this ball game. It'd be 5 wins in a row. Defense shading Castanon to pull on the infield and the outfield, with Brad Beasley slightly shaded over in the left center field gap. 1-1. Swing and a fly ball deep to left field. This chases Austin Wells back. He's near the fence, looks up, and it one-hops the wall. 1 run comes home to score. 2 runs comes home to score. Here comes Workman rounding third, and he will score. Marcos Castanon, a bases-clearing double with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning, and Brewster puts up a crooked number on the scoreboard. It's 6-2 Whitecaps.
From Stetson University.
Breaks it open. Just a ball over the middle of the plate, and Castanon turned on. A guy who's hitting only 154 on the season. Picks up his 3rd double, and probably his biggest hit as a Whitecap thus far. Opens things up here in the 7th, now a 4-run lead.
So his 3rd double, and he doubles his RBI count on the summer, going from 3 to 6 with 1 swing of the bat on a hanging pitch there from Adam Jeanette. Another curveball from Jeanette to Eric Fago, the left fielder, over on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Man, that's a big hit for Brewster. Just being a 1-run game to now a 4-run game.
Team that's struggled with runners on base and in scoring position so much finally gets a big knock.
Here's the 0-1 from Jeanette. Curveball misses away. It's 1-1. Entering today, Brewster hitting just 192 with runners in scoring position. Just yesterday at Dorn Park in Bourne, the Whitecaps only scored 2 runs on 13 hits. Left a lot of guys on base. 1-1 from Jeanette. Curveball again, this one way outside, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 of those runs will go to Brady Corrigan and closes his line. And 1 will go to Adam Jeanette. Red Sox bullpen unable to hold the lead like they did yesterday. Jeanette sets, he's behind 2-1. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss on a fastball, and it evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Fago. Still a decent crowd here at Red Wilson Field, with the ill weather conditions staying away here for the most part. Had a little bit of rain pregame, but that's about it. 2-2 from Jeanette. Fastball way outside, gets away from Cardenas. Scooting down to third base is Castanon. He makes it in easily. Cardenas tried to backhand that ball, just squeaked past him to the backstop, and the count will go full 3-2.
The winners of the 50-50 raffle at the end of this half inning.
So now 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs to Eric Fago, the left fielder, is 0 for 3 today. A pop out to short, a line out to short, and a strikeout swinging. Jeanette sets. 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Finally, YD able to get out of this 7th inning as Jeanette strikes out his second batter of the inning. And Eric Fago and sends this game into the 7th inning stretch. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th inning here from Red Wilson Field. 6-3 Whitecaps over Red Sox.
Bottom of the 7th, it's 6-2 Brewster. They take a 4-run lead over the YD Red Sox. 9-1-2 due up for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 7th. Following the 3-run top half of the frame, it was a 3-run double from Marcos Castanon. That gave the Whitecaps the lead, cleared the bases. They were juiced for Castanon, and he sent one to the left field wall that scored 3 and broke this one open for the Whitecaps. Bottom of the 7th, Jack Wold's going to pinch hit for YD. He's in for Gavin Dugas. Wold's facing Tyler Folis in his second inning of work here on the mound. Folis allowed a couple of runs in his first time out in the 6th, but now with some run support has a 4-run lead to work with. First pitch, waved that and missed by Wold, strike 1. Wold, the lefty from UNLV, has some pop. 1 home run for the Red Sox. That's all the way back on opening day. Haven't seen him show that juice in some time. The 0-1 pitch. Catches the outer edge to the lefty, a breaking ball, and Wold finds himself in a hole here, down 0-2. The 0-2 pitch misses way outside to Wold. A ball and 2 strikes. YD had clawed back in this one with 2 sixth-inning runs before the unfortunate 3-run double for Castanen. It gives Brewster the lead. In a game that felt really winnable, still not out of reach for the Red Sox. The 1-2. Misses in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We know this offense can explode out of nowhere, but definitely a back-breaking blow, potentially, with the RBI double. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Wold. Checks his swing. It misses upstairs. No appeal at this point from Brewster, and the count's full. Brad Beasley on deck for the Red Sox. He's the top of the order. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Wold. Line drive, right field. It's a leadoff hit for the Red Sox here in the 6th. Over to scoop it up, Gentry in right, and Wold just guided one over the head of Hardman down the first baseline for a leadoff single in the 7th.
Off the end of the bat, but hit solidly enough that it manages to find some outfield grass, and exactly what Whitey needs after serving up that 3 spot in the top half of the 7th inning. Get the top of your lineup up with a leadoff runner on.
4-run deficit the Red Sox are trying to climb out of. First pitch to Beasley. Off the plate inside, it scoots past the catcher Crouch. Not all the way to the backstop, but far enough for Wold to advance into scoring position with nobody out. That's going to be a passed ball on Crouch. A borderline pitch that I think Crouch was trying to frame on the inner half to the righty Beasley. But it's called a ball. 1-0. Beasley 1 for 3 today. The pitch. Change up, called strike. Down the middle to Beasley. 1-1. Beasley, the speedy outfielder, hitting atop the order for the Red Sox today. Facing Folis on the mound. The 1-1. Breaking ball just drops below the knees for ball 2 to Beasley. 2-1 now. The Red Sox trailing 6-2, bottom of the 7th. Feels like they've got a strike here with a man in scoring position and none down. The 2-1. Flared, right side by Beasley, over fourth the first baseman Hardman. Foul territory, he's there and he makes the catch. Beasley pops out to Hardman in foul ground up the first baseline. And there's 1 down now after the soft pop out in the 7th. Now Austin Wells to the plate, a man who's been so clutch for YD throughout this season, but one of his toughest days at the plate to say the least. He's 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts, all against starter Matt Mikulski for the Whitecaps. Now the reliever Tyler Folis. First pitch from Folis, fastball called strike on the inner half. Wells struck out swinging in the first. It was back-to-back backward Ks for him in the 3rd and the 5th. Both times with men aboard. Wold on second, 1 out for the Red Sox. 0-1 count to Wells. Folis kicks and deals. Fastball misses away, a ball and a strike. Wells, the RBI leader here in the Cape League with 12 runs driven in an RBI chance here. Red Sox trail 6-2, bottom of the 7th. You feel like they've got to start chipping away here, TJ.
This is a great spot to do so.
The 1-1. Curveball breaks around the outside part of the plate, ball 2. And it feels like if they're going to do so, Wells has to do something in the part of so many rallies for the Red Sox this year. 2-1 count to Wells. Folis sets at the belly button, looks to Wold at second, and deals. Line drive, back up the middle. It's caught by the shortstop Workman. He'll step on the second base bag and double off Jack Wold. A line drive from Austin Wells was snared by Workman. Wold was leaning the wrong way towards third base. And just like that, the rally is snuffed out in the 7th for the Red Sox. 6-2. Brewster leads through 7. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Whitecaps back at Red Wilson Field as we begin the top of the 8th inning. Gentry, Berryhill, Hardman all set to face Adam Jeanette on the mound for the Red Sox. It's 6-2 Whitecaps as we begin the 8th inning. Brewster looking to end the Red Sox 4-game win streak. It's a season high in wins in a row for YD. Adam Jeanette set to face Gentry as we begin the 8th. First pitch, it's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, ball 1. Gentry has been really good today. 2 for 2. He has a walk as well. Has not been a part in any of the rallies, however, for Brewster. The 1-0. Breaking ball misses away. 2 balls, no strikes.
The Red Sox now playing second base, Tate Samuelson, and playing first base, Jack Thomas. Whoa.
Couple defensive changes for YD. Tate Samuelson slides over to second base in place of Gavin Dugas. Jack Thomas Wold in at first. 2-0. Misses high and tight from Jeanette to Gentry. 3 balls and no strikes. It's a 3-run 7th inning that has really separated things here between YD and Brewster. All coming off the bases clearing double from Marcos Castana. Here's the 3-0 to Gentry. It misses down and away. A 4-pitch walk from Jeanette to start the 8th. Red Sox have somebody up and throwing in their bullpen. This is Jeanette's second inning of work. He came in a stressful situation, first and second, nobody out in the 7th. After retiring the first 2 men, he moved up to second and third, then an intentional walk to Gage Workman before Jeanette surrendered the bases clearing double. The man on first, nobody out, top 8. Luke Berryhill at the plate. 1 for 3 for him today. First pitch to the right, he skips into the dirt and eventually into the mid of Cardenas. Ball 1. 5 straight balls from Jeanette.
Cheeseburgers and hamburgers are now half price.
Berryhill from South Carolina entered today 3 for 4. Bats from a really low crouch. The 1-0. Down the middle, swing and a miss. Runner takes off for second. The throw, the tag in time. Samuelson lays the tag on Gentry, and he's cut down stealing for the first out here in the 8th. Looked like failed hit and run perhaps. Swing and a miss at the plate.
We get to see that arm from Cardenas behind the plate today. He's been money on his throws to second base. As he's able to nab the base runner. And Gentry right there, just a strong, accurate throw right on the base for Samuelson to get an easy tag down on Gentry.
The 1-0, chopped softly left side. Wyatt Young fields it short, throws on the run to first in time to get Berryhill. Wyatt Young, a fine play at short for the second out of the 8th. With 2 down, that brings up Tyler Hardman. Hardman led off the 3-run 7th for Brewster. He walked and would come around to score on the double. Bats here with the bases clear, nobody down. 6-2, Brewster leads YD. YD in danger of surrendering first place after just a day atop the leaderboard in the East Division. Orleans leading Harwich 3-1. If the Firebirds hang on and Brewster hangs on to beat YD, it'll be the Firebirds in first place. First pitch misses away to Tyler Hardman, ball 1. Might see a bit of separation if the results hold, as Orleans would be 4 points up then on Harwich.
Hey, buddy, put your hands in there, bro.
The 1-0 misses high and tight, sends Hardman leaning backwards out of the way.
Comes back like that one kid that you didn't get the ball to, kicking his finger.
2 balls and no strikes to Hardman. He hits from an open stance. Here's the 2-0. Called strike on the outer half. Fastball, it looked like, from Jeanette. 2-1. Jeanette working from the stretch, even with the bases clear. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss from Hardman, and the count's even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. YD defense playing Hardman to pull, especially on the left side of the infield. Young in the hole at shortstop. Samuelson shaded a bit up the middle. He's at second base. The 2-2. Ground ball, 1 hop to Samuelson. He goes down to chest it back to the dirt, picks it up, throws to first, and the second baseman Samuelson gets Hardman on the sharply hit ball to second to end the top of the 8th. Still 6-2. Brewster, they end up scoring none in the 8th on 1 hit. No errors for the Red Sox, nobody left from Brewster. Red Sox come to plate in the home half when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
William.
Bottom of the 8th, it's King, Terada, and Samuelson due up for the Red Sox. A new arm on the mound for the Whitecaps. The side armor, William McKay from not really the national champs anymore, UCF. The Knights can't claim that football national championship. 6-2 Brewster, bottom of the 8th. King 1 for 3 today at the plate. First pitch, grounded sharply, third base side. Great diving stop by Castanen. Up and throws to first in time to get Riley King. A backhanded stab up the line by Castanen at third, and he gets King for the first out of the 8th.
Well, Castanen's been just doing everything today for Brewster.
From the University of Dayton.
Makes that nice play over at third base. Had to go the massive 3 RBI triple just in the 7th inning, an inning ago.
Now with 1 down, it's Riley Terada against McKay. First pitch, slider misses high and away to Terada. Sidearm, almost submarine action from McKay on the mound of the UCF. He's made 4 appearances for the Whitecaps. This is number 5. Has 1 save in there. The 1-0. Swing and a miss by Terada on a fastball. 1-1. Yet to allow an earned run on the mound is McKay. He's allowed 2 runs, but both unearned. 4 hits surrendered, 6 strikeouts to 2 walks. A ball and a strike. The pitch to Terada. A frisbee-like slider catches the strike zone for strike 2, taken by Riley. 6-2 Brewster, looking to close this one out. Need 5 more outs against YD. The 1-2. Fastball misses low and inside. 2-2. McKay sets, brings the 2-2. Another slider, misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He drops down sidearm almost even from underneath. And when he gets around that slider, that pitch is starting behind the batter, especially as a righty for Tirada. The 3-2 pitch goes with the fastball, hit in the air right field. Going back on it, Gentry. He settles underneath, a little bit of a back pedal, and he makes the catch right at the bill of his cap for the second out of the 8th. You ever hit a sidearm pitcher, TJ, when you played baseball? The guy who drops down or even almost submarine?
By far my least favorite type of pitcher to face. I mean, having that ball start out at your front hip, no matter what pitch it is, it was, for me, obviously, now that I'm a broadcaster.
First pitch called strike to Samuelson, 0-1.
Why, kind of a reason why I'm up here. Baseball didn't exactly work out, but never my favorite type of pitcher to hit. Like, sure, right-handed pitchers you got used to hitting, but the sidearms, oof.
0-1 is a called strike to Samuelson, and it's 0-2.
And always had me backing off the plate. Just so deceptive.
I never had a kid who was a true sidearmer face me, but one of the kids I played against really stepped towards the first base dugout. The 0-2 flared into center field, going into right center of the center fielder, Auerbach. He's there into the right center gap, and he makes the catch off Samuelson. YD goes in order in the 8th, a clean 1-2-3 from McKay. Top of the 9th, it's 6-2 Brewster. Crouch, Bliss, and Auerbach due up for the Whitecaps when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 9th, YD trails Brewster 6-2 here at Red Wilson Field. It's Crouch, Bliss, Auerbach due up for the Whitecaps as they try to extend their 6-2 lead. Michael Weisberg on the mound out of Cal State Fullerton for the Red Sox. Final line for Adam Jeanette on the mound. He goes 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 1 man and struck out 2 in his 2 innings of work on the mound. Now Weisberg, a righty. First pitch to Crouch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 on a fastball. Weisberg making his 3rd appearance is a 6.75 ERA. Just 1 1/3 innings on the mound, however. The 0-1 misses down and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yet to have a decision on the mound. Weisberg's been used primarily out of relief. Only allowed 1 run on 1 hit against Chatham and threw a scoreless inning of work against Wareham. The 1-1, a called strike on the inner part of the plate to Crouch. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Crouch 0 for 2. He got hit by one pitch. The 1-2 to him, fouled off. He stays just alive. 1-2.
A good breaking ball there from Weisberg. Had Crouch a little bit, it looked like flinching for a second, just able to foul that one back and stay alive in this count.
A ball and 2 strikes to Crouch. Bases are clear with nobody down. He's the leadoff man in the top of the 9th for the Whitecaps. Weisberg winds up, and the 1-2. Grounded left side. Terada a step to his left, fields it shoulder high. Lollipops a throw to first in plenty of time to get Crouch for a smooth first out of the 9th. That will bring up Ryan Bliss. He has torched the Red Sox today. 2 for 4, a couple of runs. He hit a solo home run that at the time put the Whitecaps up 2-0 back in the 3rd inning. The leadoff man for the Whitecaps today has had a great day at the plate. Weisberg, the first pitch to Bliss, breaking ball inside, and it plunks Bliss off the back, maybe ricocheted off the top of the helmet. It was a breaking ball that just slipped out of the hands of Weisberg. Bliss is okay. He jogs down to first. No ill intent there from Weisberg. Just a ball that got away from him. And there's a man on first with one down now in the 9th.
The center fielder from the University of Alabama, Brett Auerbach.
Bliss on first, Brett Auerbach at the plate. He went back-to-back with Bliss in the 3rd. Both solo shots. And that put Brewster up 3-0. They lead at 6-2 now in the top of the 9th. It's the only hit of the day for Auerbach. Weisberg from the stretch. First pitch, hit in the air, first base side. Wold going over near the boundary. He runs out of real estate. It falls out of play. Strike 1 on the foul ball to Auerbach. Auerbach, besides the home run, also has a strikeout, a walk, and a ground out. Weisberg going to stop and quickly retie his shoe here with an 0-1 count, 1 out, top 9. The rain has missed us today at Red Wilson. We've been expecting rain all day, but it has held off. The 0-1 is fouled back by Auerbach, and it's 0-2. Just kept pushing back, pushing back, pushing back. We kept refreshing whatever weather app we use on our phones, computers, and it just never came. It's now partly cloudy, sun is shining, some shadows across the field. We started 10 minutes early today in hopes of squeezing 5 in before any rain came, and just never got any. The 0-2 to Auerbach. This is way outside, stopped by Cardenas. A ball and 2 strikes.
Problem is, Brian, looks like we're going to get absolutely slammed with rain and thunderstorms tomorrow.
The weather gods owe us some days, though, so maybe it'll be back-to-back days where it keeps pushing off.
Just push it away.
Just keep pushing it away. The 1-2. Runner takes off, breaking ball, misses inside, throw to second, not in time. Bliss swipes second base, and he's in scoring position. 2-2 count now to Auerbach as the hook missed just inside.
Not a terrible throw there from Noah Cardenas. It was on the bag. It was accurate. As Weisberg with the leg kick to come to home plate, partnered with the off-speed pitch, and a good jump there from Bliss allowed him to get in front of the tag.
Weisberg works from the first base side of the mound, a light brown glove, sets at the belt, checks second. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball softly hit left side. Wyatt Young at short. Charges, fields, lasers a throw to first to get Auerbach. He's played a strong shortstop today, and there's 2 down now after the ground out to Young here in the 9th. Some questions about who might be the long-term shortstop for YD after Luke Waddell left for Team USA. Wyatt Young making a strong case today with Drew Swift also a little nicked up. A man on third, now 2 outs, top 9. Gage Workman at the plate. Switch hitter bats from the left side against the righty Weisberg. From an open stance, Workman takes the first pitch down low, ball 1. Workman started today, not a great day at the plate. Struck out twice from the right side against Ian Seymour, who was mowing everybody down. He had 8 strikeouts through 3 innings. Workman was a victim of the K twice to Seymour. 1-0. Breaking ball called strike on the outer edge, 1-1. The third time he faced Seymour, he flew out to center field, and then he was intentionally walked in the 7th with 2 outs. Runners were on second and third against Adam Jeanette. He would come around and score on the double from Castanon and is the only run charged to Jeanette today. A ball and a strike now to Workman with a man on third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, a called strike, and it's 1-2 now to Workman. 6-2, Brewster leads, top of the 9th. YD just hasn't been able to get it going offensively today against the Whitecaps. They'll have their last hacks coming up if Weisberg can get Workman here. The 1-2. Fastball just off the plate inside. Workman scooted backwards as if he would have been hit. It was more borderline than that, but it missed the zone. 2-2. YD's going to have Campbell, Young, and Cardenas due up in the 9th. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Workman. The pitch misses inside again to the lefty, and the count is full with 2 down. Workman, the third baseman for Arizona State, and shortstop today for Brewster. The 3-2. Line drive, right center field gap. That's a base hit. Past the second baseman Samuelson, scoring from third is Ryan Bliss, and it's now 7-2 Brewster in the 9th as they tack on another run. RBI knock for Workman, his first base hit of the day, and now he's aboard with 2 outs as Weisberg surrenders a run in the 9th.
Marcos Castanon.
And the man who had the big hit today for Brewster, now at the plate, Marcos Castanon, his only hit of the day. He also knocked home the first run of the day in the first, but it was on an error by right fielder Riley King. Then a 3-run double in the 7th opened things up. First pitch to Castanon, a breaking ball off the plate inside, ball 1. Castanon has also struck out a couple times today. Hits from the right side, the 1-0. Misses high and tight from Weisberg. 2 balls and no strikes. Final from White House Field in Harwich. Orleans top the Mariners 5-1. They now have 18 points, so barring a monster comeback in the bottom of the 9th, Orleans going to take over first place in the Eastern Division. 2-0, fastball called strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Castanon. Continues just the back and forth bit that has been the Eastern Division. I think Chatham's the only team to really hold it for longer than a day at this point. Maybe Brewster for a couple days amidst their 6-game win streak. The 2-1. Ground ball left side. Terada down on a slide. He can't make the play. Scoots past him into left field. It's going to be a single for Castanon, his second hit of the day. And runners are on first and second now for the Whitecaps.
Castanon hit that ball really hard towards third base. It looked like Terada was expecting it to take a hop up. Instead, it stayed down on the dirt and just scoots past his glove and into left field for another base hit for Castanon, who's collected his only 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats today.
9 hits on the day for the Whitecaps. They have 7 runs. Quite a different tale than what was the Whitecaps' MO coming in. They could get runners on, but they couldn't drive them in. First pitch to Eric Fago, misses down. Ball 1 of his 5th at-bat today. He's 0 for 4. Looking for his first hit.
Left fielder Eric Fago.
We're going to have some of the most separation we've had now in this Eastern Division to this point, at least as far as points. Fago chops the 1-0 left side, Up with it, Young. He goes the short route to second. Samuelson's there to force out the base runner, Castanon, and there's the third out of the ninth for YD. Brewster tacks on a seventh run on a couple of hits. They leave one man aboard. They're on top 7-2. Last hacks for YD, trying to mount a comeback in the bottom of the ninth when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the ninth here in Yarmouth. It's 7-2 Brewster as YD tries to mount a comeback against William McKay. He tossed a really easy 1-2-3-8 in his only other inning of work today. He'll face Campbell, Young, and Cardenas in the ninth for the Red Sox, looking to climb from behind here in this one and continue a 4-game win streak. First pitch from the side armor, McKay misses outside to Campbell, hitting from the left side. It was a slider from McKay on the mound. Campbell's 0 for 2 with a walk today. Was robbed of extra bases back in the second inning. The 1-0 misses down low to Campbell. 2 balls, no strikes. Campbell entered today 8 of 19, just a tick below 500. The 2-0 pitch misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. So barring a couple of hits here in this ninth inning, which would mean the Red Sox come storming back, Campbell's average likely going to take a hit after this one. The 3-0. Called strike on a fastball down the middle. 3-1. YD's offense just didn't have it today. The 3-1 pitch misses outside to Campbell. Ball 4. He's aboard. So I guess if you want to start a comeback, that's the way to do it with the leadoff walk. That brings up Wyatt Young. He has a hit. Hits from the left side. He's played a strong shortstop today for the Red Sox. Only 6 hits today for YD. One of them is Wyatt Young. They don't have more than 1 hit in an inning, however. Campbell on first, nobody down. First pitch to Young. Fastball, called strike, belt high. It's 0-1. Young was hitting .310 entering today's ball game. It's not going to move much. Depending on this at-bat, could go up or down. The 0-1. Squares to bunt, but it misses outside. A ball and a strike now to Young. Chokes up on the bat. 1-1 count. McKay deals. Fastball misses high and away. 2 balls and a strike. So a bit of command issues for McKay as we begin this bottom of the ninth, with the Whitecaps leading it 7-2. Young with a red batting helmet. Really the only one on this YD team who goes with the red. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball called strike on the outer edge. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Young has been here since the beginning with YD. He's the everyday second baseman to start, is working his way more and more into the lineup. The 2-2. Chop softly foul. First base side, charging it Hardman. He'll look to second, now flip to first. Covering is the pitcher McKay, but he's not there in time. And Young has another hit on the day, this time an infield single to the right side. And the Red Sox have their first two-men aboard against McKay now in the ninth.
That's a tricky spot. Right in between the pitcher's mound and first base. And there's some hesitation off the mound for McKay, which that was all that needed for Wyatt Young to be able to beat that out and get to first base. The first two reach for Whitey here in the ninth inning.
Now Noah Cardenas, the catcher from UCLA. He's 1 for 3. He's only hit an infield single in the fifth, almost the same as Young's most recent infield hit, but to the other side of the infield, down the third base line. First pitch from McKay is a called strike to Cardenas, and it's 0-1. Jack Wold on deck. He pinch hit for Gavin Dugas in the seventh. We're in the bottom of the ninth. 0-1 count to Cardenas. The pitch. Two-seam fastball misses inside. It's a ball and a strike. Campbell on second. Young on first. Nobody out. Cardenas, an even stance, just barely a knee bend in the righty batter's box. The 1-1 pitch. A slider misses up in the strike zone. 2 balls and a strike. McKay, the pitcher from UCF, worked a really easy bottom of the 8th inning. But after walking Campbell, an infield hit to Young, he's down 2-1 in the count to Cardenas. Hitting .400 for YD. The pitch. Line drive, left field. That's a base hit. Over in the gap. Campbell's going to be waved around and score. Young is cruising to third. Cardenas going to slam on the brakes between first and second. The throw comes in from Auerbach to second. And YD has a run in the bottom of the ninth. Runners on the corners. Still nobody out against McKay. And that's going to get the Brewster bullpen up in a hurry.
Just got to keep the line moving when you're down 5 runs. And that's exactly what they do. Leadoff walk, infield single, and then solidly struck single from Noah Cardenas. And just keep the line moving. You got the 9-hole hitter Jack Thomas Wold coming to the plate, and then the lineup will flip over to the top and the big bats.
There's a huddle on the mound for Brewster. They have a righty up and tossing in their bullpen. It's the first earned run McKay's allowed this season for the Whitecaps. He's been a shutdown man in relief. He's worked more than an inning twice in his 4 appearances, working more than an inning here. So this will be the 3rd time in 5 times on the hill that he's gone past the 1 inning mark. Meeting adjourned, everybody back to their positions. And Jack Wold in the batter's box. He hits from the left side. Cardenas on first, Young on third, nobody out. The first pitch skips into home plate, taken by Wold for ball 1. It's picked nicely by Crouch. Wold's not your typical 9-man. Pinch hit, has some power. He singled in his only time to the plate in the 7th. The 1-0. Misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. YD already 1 run across here in the 9th. And McKay taking his time out there on the mound. 2-0 count to Wold. Open stance. The pitch. Bounces it. First baseline. Foul ball. Got a pitch to hit there, but couldn't do anything with it as he rolled it up the first baseline. Now 2-1. Red Sox are in that grand slam territory where you're not quite out of it. Wind has really died down here at Red Wilson. It was really blowing out earlier today. The 2-1. Swing and a miss from Wold. Now 2-2. Couple of solo shots for Brewster in the 3rd inning. Gave them a 3-0 lead. Probably both helped by the wind. They just snuck out of here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wold. McKay sets straight up on the mound. The pitch. Wold flares it. Third base line. Drifting down the outfield line. It's a foul ball. Off the end of the bat, Wold almost was able to poke it down the line, but just continued to tail away and ended up down near the Red Sox bullpen. Another 2-2 upcoming from McKay. Here's the pitch. Wold grounds it up the middle. Backhanded by Bliss. He'll flip to the shortstop. Workman relays to first in time. 4-6-3 double play. Wyatt Young comes across to score. Second run of the inning for YD. But all of a sudden, 2 outs now for the Whitecaps in the frame. And they still lead at 7-4.
That one took a tricky hop there at the end. Good job by Bliss at second base to stay with it and complete the double play. This looked like it might have caught him up a little bit near the heel of his glove. Able to take care of it, though.
Now Brad Beasley with 2 outs and the bases are empty. First pitch misses down low to Beasley. His 5th time to the plate today. 1 for 4. Singled in the 3rd inning. The 1-0. Foul tip from Beasley. In and out of the glove of Crouch. It's a ball and a strike. Hard hit ball from Moltz, but Bliss made a nice play on it. Sharply hit, so a relatively easy turn once it was gloved. Here's the 1-1. Slider misses away. 2 balls and a strike. It's the first multi-hit inning of the day for the Red Sox. They now have 8 knocks. The 2-1. Fouled back by Beasley. 2 balls and a strike. Looking to extend, now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes rather. Looking to extend this. Final hopes for YD in the bottom of the 9th. The pause for McKay. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss from Beasley. He might have gotten a piece, but it's held by Crouch behind the plate. And Brewster ends the 4-game winning streak for the YD Red Sox. A 7-4 victory. 9 innings on the mound. Between this Brewster side, and they celebrate out in the outfield. They will improve to 8-6-1. 17 points to even with the Red Sox in the Eastern Division. YD drops to 8-5-1 on the year. TJ, on a day where we thought it might be shortened due to rain, 1 inning looms large. It's the 3-run 7th for the Whitecaps, and that big hit from Castanen.
Yeah, that's the difference in this ball game. I thought about it a little bit more. That intentional walk to Gage Workman right there was you could have, besides the 3-run double that Adam Jeanette served up in the 7th inning, that one hit right there was the difference in this ball game. And unfortunate for YD staff that had really pitched so well over the past week. That looked a little shaky here today, command-wise, as the Whitecaps brought out the bats and looked really good with runners in scoring position, something they really struggled with this season so far, but didn't look like that here today.
Brewster wins it 7-4 here at Red Wilson Field, snapping YD's 4-game win streak. We'll be back for a brief post game in just a few moments when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back here post-game at Red Wilson Field, Brian McLaughlin and TJ Mathewson. It's a 7-4 Brewster win over the YD Red Sox. TJ, we can look back especially at that 3-run double as the major difference today in this ball game. But what takeaways do you have from this one aside from just that big double?
Well, in seeing the Whitecaps for the first time, their lineup, as we looked at to have struggled with runners in scoring position, was really good. Throughout they were working counts. Against Seymour, they struggled a little bit, but the league has in general struggled against Ian Seymour, who's really had his strikeout stuff working this season. But the Winey bullpen today, not a fantastic outing for them with those 3 runs. The 4 runs served up by the bullpen, 3 coming in the 7th, 1 coming in the 9th. Really, ultimately, difference here today for YD as they fall for this 3-run loss.
Brewster, 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They only leave 5 on base, and we knew coming in a big storyline for the Whitecaps was an inability to hit with runners in scoring position. They get that done today, and now these two teams are ready to match up tomorrow. What's it like to... Not too often we see teams back-to-back days here in the Cape League. We're going to get to see Brewster again, hopefully, if the rain can push off like it did again today. How then do the Red Sox pitchers look to attack this Brewster lineup that swung it well, especially with runners on base today?
Well, you get a full game scouting report of just the game before, same roster, so not much has changed from today and tomorrow. So they'll have probably a bit of a better idea of how to attack these Brewster hitters. And for the Red Sox, just throw more strikes. And, Adam Jeanette, it was tough for him giving up that 3-run double. Just let that one pitch hang up in the strike zone and really had to pay for it with the Castanon 3-run double there in the 7th inning.
And offensively, while this YD team has been winning recently, the 4-game win streak, it hasn't been the bats that have been getting it done. It's been the pitchers. What are they trying to do on the offensive side of things, maybe to turn things around and get it going like it was that first week of the year?
Well, they pounded out 8 hits today. Left some runners on base. So, hitting with runners in scoring position, important for both sides, as we can tell. And, when your main run producers, Austin Wells today, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts and grounded into a double play. Riley King, only 1 hit today, and then Riley Tirado was 0 for 4 as well. You can't have that from the heart of your order and expect to produce many runs.
For the final time, it's Brewster 7, YD 4. YD had 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They left 6 on base. Losing pitcher today, Ian Seymour. He falls to 1-2. Matt Mikulski of the Brewster Whitecaps gets the win on the mound. He started and was excellent on the hill. Brewster improves to 8-6-1 on the year. They are tied with YD, who falls to 8-5-1, both at 17 points in the Eastern Division standings. They'll clash again tomorrow from Brewster. Hopefully we talk to you then. Stay up to date with all of our social media. We'll try to keep you updated as the day goes on. Hopefully the rain can push off and we'll have some baseball for you from Brewster, Massachusetts tomorrow. In the meantime, Brewster wins it today. For TJ Mathewson, I'm Brian McLaughlin. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Brewster. This is the Cape Cod Baseball